Okay, hello. I think stream should be working now. Noam, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. We are gonna give this a shot real quick, and I'm gonna hope that the stream does not completely lose it. Okay. Noam is just going to show up as his little picture for now, but that's okay. Okay, cool. Oh, sick. Got the cam and everything. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we got to swap over here. Okay, we got Honan as well. Alright, so welcome to Frostbite. Sorry for the bit of the delay on the stream. Working through some difficulty. I literally just moved this morning, so I was working through a few things. But seems like everything is pretty good. I'll have some wintry music going on. I think right now some of these scenes are still not going to have the overlay set up correctly. We do have a donation link set up in our cards. All the proceeds for the duration of this tournament will be going to charity. But I think, as I just said, it's possible that the alerts won't be showing up correctly. If you see the snow, the alerts will show up. That's the cheat code. But anyway, brief overview for the tournament for those who don't know. It's mostly the main rosters of the 6 teams that are taking part of this season, with a few modifications for some of them. It's just really whoever was available. We played these games over the weekend. Silico and... Okay, hold on.
We just have my little Silicats joining right now.
Yep. All right,
The
there we go.
whole squad.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, we just played the 2 games, or the last 2 days, and we're going to stream them across the next 4 days. We're going to show the first 4 games of the Swiss rounds today. And I'm going to swap over to... Yep, okay, here we go. So the next game is going to be Meta Busters versus the New York Nutbusters. So this is kind of like the Busters matchup. Fun one. The names are pretty similar. Good stuff. The first matchups were chosen completely randomly, and the remaining matchups for the Swiss rounds are going to be based on team performance and game time. So the better you do, you're going to play against other teams who do well, and the teams who do not perform as well are going to be playing against other teams who are doing similarly to how well they're doing. Since the Swiss rounds are going to be blind pick, there's not going to be too much real need to like distress what we think the draft is going to be like. So I'm just going to try and get us into the first game as fast as possible. Might need to update my league real quick, so I will keep you posted on how long that will be taking. Alright, looks like the league update is running real quick. As you can see now on the stream, the charities that each of the teams have chosen are displayed. So we won't know which the proceeds are going to until the winner of the tournament is revealed. But these are the charities that the teams have chosen. They're paired up with each of the teams. So the Metabusters chose the Brain and Behavior Foundation, the New York Nutbusters chose the ASPCA, the Rift Sharks chose the Ocean Defenders Alliance, Andromeda chose St. Jude's Children's Hospital, the Mass Valorant Pirates chose the Vet Ranch, and Spectres chose Food Not Bombs. Alright, and my league should be good to go. So we should be getting into the first game as soon as I can get the file loaded. Alright, the game should be loading in shortly. I'm just getting a black screen for now, so might have to give it a retry real quick. The first game is going to be casted by me and Noam. Noam actually did play in this game, so you might have an idea of what happens, but...
Yeah, you'll have some unique insights on this one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give it another try. It seems like it just kind of got stuck in loading. Not had issues with this before. I'm gonna try re-downloading the game that you sent me and see if that will help.
Yeah.
Could be that I like compressed it and uncompressed it for some reason.
Does the name matter? Because I renamed them.
Oh.
I can send them to you. I still have them saved.
That could be interesting. I don't know if that's the thing. It would surprise me if that mattered, but I guess it's possible. Yeah, if you can just like paste the name of it and then I could just rename it back to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, let me just check that I have the right one.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I named them all so I knew what was going on, but I guess if that's an issue, then that would
be frustrating.
Yep. It's patch version, yeah, but we're on the same patch, so that shouldn't matter. I'm gonna try just loading in one of the newer games and see if that does anything. But if none of them are working, then it's the name. Okay, thank you. Looks like this one isn't doing anything either. Worst case, we just quickly re-download it. Interesting. For some reason, it's making me sign in to the OneDrive link you sent me for the other day.
That's weird.
Yeah. It didn't make me do that the other time.
Let me fix that real quick.
Alright. I'll just kick us back to the other screen. If you want to talk about why your team chose the charity you chose, I think that would be a good thing to fill time.
Yeah, sure. We all decided we were going to do something similar to, or related to mental health. And actually, my mom works in schizophrenia research, and she mentioned this one to me.
Gotcha. That's a pretty good reason.
Yeah. So I ran it by my team, and they're all like, "Yeah, that sounds good." So it gives grants to a bunch of researchers and stuff. And they hold seminars to advocate for different mental illnesses.
Cool. I'm gonna see if this will work when I have the League client open. I'm not sure if that would affect anything or not. Oh, okay. It's because my league. Okay, yeah, this is my bad. So my league client updated, but like the actual game didn't update. So it's trying to
I
like
see.
open it up on a. Okay, that's a really dumb reason for this to not work, but that should be good shortly. I'll talk about. I believe I misspelled our charity, so we'll ignore that one real quick. But I did do these at like 5 in the morning last night. I'll see if I can get it fixed for the other games. But we wanted to do something ocean related because we're the Rift Sharks. So we chose the Ocean Defenders Alliance. There are a bunch of pretty good charities that we could have chose from, but that was one that one of my teammates pointed out to be a pretty good one. So just went ahead with that. Looks like we have 2 like animal related charities. I feel like no one can be mad about helping out animals. And then Children's Hospital and Food Not Bombs, I know, gives away food that would normally just be thrown out from restaurants or other places, so I think that's a pretty good cause as well. Let me see if I can't fix the spelling of Alliance real quick. The league's at about 25% patching. I think I'm a few updates back.
Did you play these games on your laptop?
Well, I'm trying to do them on my desktop now.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, they worked on my laptop, so
Crazy.
yeah. I think it's literally just my thing isn't updated and I didn't realize that. Because I just assumed it was like a... Or I mean, I guess I assumed it had updated when it hadn't. Because it needs to update twice, and I forgot about that. I was just focused on how my internet was not working earlier, so...
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yep.
Tomorrow should be a lot smoother though.
Yeah. And, you know, just like the rest of the games today should also be smoother. So. Ah, okay. Now it's spelled right. Fixed it. Easy.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm actually, while I have this pulled up, I might as well just go ahead and fix it on the other standings things that we have. Or I'll probably just do it as we go. Yeah, I guess I'll talk a bit more about how the Swiss format works for those who don't know. It's pretty common in chess, and I think Magic was one that I had mentioned to me. It tries to ensure that all teams get the same amount of games, and that each of the games are like as close to parity in skill as possible. So if you're doing really well, you play against other opponents who are doing really well. Make sure that everyone gets a lot of pretty good games in. Tournament that happened recently with some LPL teams, Demacia Cup used the Swiss format. So we're kind of copying their format here a little bit. They did some Swiss blinds, and then I did a bracket with some of the top teams. But basically what we're doing is we're doing 4 rounds of Swiss to seed our teams as best as possible, and then at the end we do a single elimination bracket with the top 4 teams from the Swiss stage.
Yep, and if I remember correctly, side select was based on who had the shorter times if your record was even.
Yes. Yep. So faster games are encouraged. I do know that that's like somewhat imperfect, but it's the closest we can get to having like a set tiebreaker. It obviously doesn't account for different team compositions, but I don't know. It incentivizes teams to pick some fun, early aggressive comms and just kind of fight it out, which is pretty good. So I don't actually know if that ended up happening in these games, but
About to find out.
exactly. All right, we are at 96%. Again, apologies for the delays. And if the stream quality is not great, I also apologize for that. Hopefully it's at least somewhat watchable. And when we do upload the VODs will be in high quality because all the frame dropping would just be from internet. All right, giving this a shot. If this doesn't work, okay, perfect, easy. Okay, so I was just really dumb here, and we're just in game already. Zero
Hashtag
wait
no
time.
D.
Exactly. And it won't let me select the right. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Alright, so this first game is the Meta Busters versus the New York Nutbusters. I believe the Meta Busters have, from their main roster, Silico and who else is not playing?
Adiri did not play.
Deary, and they have Garrett and Joey in instead. It looks like Alex actually just caught out here. First Blood's going over to the Meta Busters.
You are not streaming on Discord, by the way.
Oh, okay. That is my bad.
Minions have spawned.
Oh, I'm gonna hope my internet can handle this. If
Yeah.
the stream quality starts getting really bad on Twitch, I'll stop streaming on Discord,
Yep, that's
and
fine.
I'll just have a bit of a delay, and I'll try and work it out for later. But it looks like it's doing fine now, so we'll see. Maybe this isn't true. I don't know. I'll try and check Twitch chat and see. But
Did you change scenes on Twitch?
yep.
Okay. There is a bigger delay than I thought.
Okay. I could always stop streaming and start streaming again. Could be something up.
No, I see it now on
Okay,
stream.
cool. But yeah, and then anyway, for New York Nutbusters, Blake and PB are out, and I'm playing support, and Michael is playing top lane to fill in for them. I actually got to whip out my patented Jarvan support this game. I'll give a little insight. We figured Honan was either going to play Ashe or Varus, and both of those can't really deal with Jarvan, so thought it would be fun to play it, and just a very fun pick. Mike picked up the Shaco, pretty goofy champion and hard to get away with in draft pick, so just
Yeah,
fun
we
to
were
get
not
blind.
expecting it for sure. We thought with blind he would finally lock in that Rengar, but
Yep.
did not happen. Actually, the Scion pick that I locked in was to throw him off if he did play the Rengar, but that ended up not being a factor.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I guess with the Scion jungle, you are busting the meta a little bit.
A little bit.
Makes sense.
We're gonna be doing some more wacky stuff when we have actual drafts. No
That's fair.
spoilers, but
Yeah, I think it is difficult to try out goofy things when you don't know what you're gonna get punished by. Because in
Yep,
blind pick,
exactly.
you're basically like ensuring that the other team has a real composition, so it's pretty dangerous.
yep. Early game pretty casual here, nothing really happening. Shaco is wrapping around to the bot lane. But most laners are just farming and trading.
Yep, I think most of these picks are pretty expected. Shaco, I think, isn't necessarily expected, but you kind of know what you're getting with the Shaco. Most likely going to build some sort of assassin build, either AP or AD, and just go to absolutely delete people off the map. But if you want to talk a little bit about what the angle for the Scion jungle is, I know you mentioned that it was to kind of counter Rengar. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
anything
so
specifically.
there's two factors with Scion jungle that you need to keep in mind. If you build AD, your passive absolutely slaps people. But in this game, I decided to go tank. We just wanted me as frontline, and then we figured Joey would be able to carry on his set because he's been able to do that consistently in the past.
That makes sense.
So in this game, I'm going tank, especially because we thought it would be a Rengar, and Rengar as an assassin can't really handle Scion.
Yeah, that makes sense. Looks like you're going for a play on Michael here. It's really tough to catch out the Mundo when he has that spell shield, but you're able to chunk it away. And I think Joey stepped on it, so good
Yeah, he
chunk of
did.
health taken away from him.
I also saw that Shaco was bot, so decided to play for the pressure for the set here. Our thinking was the Ashe Seraphine lane is going to be able to play even if they fall behind and don't get much jungle attention. set flashing in here, but I don't think, yeah, just chunks him out a little bit, nothing comes out of that.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about the Jarvan pick. I think that's another one that we don't see too much of. I always go for the Zonius first. Gives you a lot of AP, and you basically just drop flags on top of the enemy bot lane the entire game. And your specific focus is to kind of keep the AD carry out of the game, especially when you get the completed Zonius. You can just kind of like ult and drop the stasis, and it makes it really hard for them to play. It looks like we're engaging here. Get some damage down to them, but it does not look like we're going to get anything really done here. But does get Honan pretty low, so there's potential for like a regank or something, or just the possibility of zoning the Metabusters bot lane out for Dragon. But
Yep, they were complaining about this in game, that the Jarvan pick was pretty cheesy.
yeah, I love it. It's so fun. It's not one that you get to see a lot, but it's very effective at what it does.
Yeah, into this lane it seems like it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So. Honan Classic falling behind in XP and CS. But we love him for it. He will be useful regardless. So.
True. I mean, he is playing Ashe. That champion is like perma brainless. You don't need any resources or anything to be relevant on it, so
Yep.
it's a good one to get.
This game was really annoying because we constantly had to call out Ryze is missing from mid lane care for the TP in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he would always just step into the bush, wait a few seconds, and then walk back into lane and I'd be like, okay, never mind, he's not doing anything. But the game so far has literally just been everyone farming. Metabusters does have the slight gold lead just because of that invade, but the Ryze is up 20 CS, which is pretty significant, and offsets the top and the jungle lead in CS.
Yep, looks like he bought the tier and he's just rushing for the Roa as fast as he can. It's a pretty good play. You're just trying to get that bonus level as fast as possible to really get things going. He might just skip boots and try and complete it as fast as he can. Not sure who the scaling advantage would go to in this game though when it goes late, because Ryze Jinx is obviously really strong, but
Yep.
the team fighting capabilities of like Sion, Swain, Ashe, Seraphine is pretty disgusting.
Yeah, and that's what we were planning. Like we figured, we literally only created this draft like 2 minutes before the game started.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, we want to invade early because we want to annoy Mike. And then so we were like, okay, let's draft a Swain mid who can pull them into the Sion queue. And that ended up working, but then we also figured like this comp is actually disgustingly good at team fighting. And yeah, it kind of
there's the Ryze me as you were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, he stepped out of lane
so-
and like 5 pings instantly.
Yep. We were on top of it this game.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike's
I-
looking to make a play over the wall. Does go under a ward, but the sweeper should have caught it out. I'm dropping down pretty low, and so is Mike. And
He'll
Alex
drop
is just walking right up into Ashe and Seraphine. He's taking a lot of damage, but the flash should be able to get him to safety. All of the bot laners except Jinx are level 5. Jinx could use a rocket here to try and get some damage down. Don't remember if she does or not. Unfortunately, Mike and I are sitting on a ward, so it's hard to kind of get the surprise factor. The Jarvan flag drops down, gets Jacob pretty low, but the Jinx ultimate is not actually able to finish off the kill.
Shaco doing classic Shaco things here, I think.
Yep. Yeah, and I just see my angle, make the play, did not realize Honan was going to hit 6 and then stun me under tower, but I thought it was a fun play regardless.
You gotta respect it, send a message, and all that.
Yeah, Mike made a really good heads-up play there, just ulted to shove the wave. Saves Alex's position, because he's really low, he's not able to walk up and shove it on his own, so having the extra help.
Yep.
And I'm
Stream quality
not
looks good, by the way.
sure how that just happened. Oh yeah, he
Oh,
just
no,
walks
Honan,
up,
no.
drops the ignite, Honan flashes into the wall, and oh,
Yeah.
that is not what you want to see.
Yeah, so game is basically even now. I come barreling in with the Sion ult.
And he's
We
just
were
gone.
laughing. Yeah, we were-
Cannot avoid that one.
We were laughing about how Jinx started backing, even though Scion alt sound, for those who don't know and play with your sound off, the sound is global. You can hear it from everywhere.
Damn, really flaming Peter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the comments are just like, oh, there's a side ult. I don't know where it's going. But yeah, it's a nice play.
Yeah,
Stops the
that
back.
is another
and gets
benefit
the
of
kill.
Scion jungle. Since you're not locked in the top lane, your ult has basically global reach because you can ult from inside the jungle or from mid lane, and it's pretty hard to avoid if you don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, we just rotate right to drag here. Figured the Shaco was probably on a back and starting to go to his top side, so.
Yep, well, it's a good guess. You pick up the drag basically for free. It doesn't look like there's any way for Nutbusters to contest that play. Joey's doing a really good job in this lane. It is a set favorite matchup, so there's not really much the Mundo can do, especially after the Mundo nerfs. It's just pretty unplayable, unfortunately, but I feel like Michael's not doing terrible considering the circumstances. Taxi's getting a lot of damage down. Unfortunately, the Herald knocks him away from the play, so he's not able to kind of stick to the mid-jungle combo to get more damage off.
Yep.
But he has hit 100 CS, and the second highest in the game is
his
84.
CS was insane this game. I did buy the Mercs, sorry, so I was able to get out of tower range a little bit faster there just because of how much CC is on
That makes sense.
Nutbusters.
Yeah, and Joey's just going for this. This might be a solo kill. But no, the Mundo ult just stalls it out. Makes it really hard for the play to kind of finish off. Jacob's falling really low here. The Jarvan flag poke is really unfun to play into as a bot lane. But looks like the Asher is flying up mid, does not hit anyone, and it should miss in the top lane as well. But we love the cross-map attempts. I attempt to go in on Jacob, get him low, but ultimately I have to flash out. And Honan plays that really well, gets the autos down, gets a kill, and I believe he should get another one. So that's 4 kills on Honan at 11 minutes, or 12 minutes, but really well played by him.
We weren't sure about him taking Ghost here, but I can't argue with results, so.
Yeah, I mean, Ghost on Ash is just really good in general. I feel like on a lot of hyper carries, it's been kind of like the flavor of the month summoner spell, but.
I feel like it's especially good on her though, just because she has the slow, but we weren't sure about it into a Jarvan. We thought you would go kind of tanky instead of the Lasagna's build.
Yeah. And that's what I eventually will do. Spoilers, but and Joey and you are able to pick up a kill onto Michael in the solo lane, so. Looks like no one on your team is really doing bad at this point. Both Mike and Taxi are in a pretty good spot, but not really at the expense of their opposing laners.
Yep. The thing with Shaco is if you don't get a couple of kills early and start stealing camps away, it can be hard to snowball.
Yeah, I mean, he is a bit behind in farm. The Scion benefits a lot from farming because you get that permanent max HP, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think once I grab the Tiamat or some other form of AD, you will one-shot all small monsters with your fully charged
That's
Q,
crazy.
It's really strong. And another good benefit of Scion Jungle is your clear's insanely healthy. Like you end... Before they made the smite changes, you could end a 6 camp clear in about 330 full health without using your smites, which is insane. Now it's a little bit harder just because you don't have that Omnivamp, but his clear is still really healthy. Garrett getting a little bit caught out here.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate.
Shaco...
The Ignite really just seals his fate. The Asher comes to try and defuse the play, but unfortunately misses all 3 of them. Michael's trying to run down Joey here, but I'm assuming he'll probably be able to get out. Gets a lot of damage off, but no, the flashes are committed. Should be able to see off the play, but looks like Joey might be out anyway. Unfortunately, the cleaver misses from Michael, which should mean Joey gets the safety.
Joey's jukes here were absolutely insane. Like, I have to give him credit. That was really well played by him, not dying there.
Those dodges look so frustrating.
Drag is spawning in about 30 seconds. Shaco will get there first because I did not notice it until my team called it out with like 20 seconds until it spawned.
You know, that's a good reason as any, to be honest.
Joey used the TP to get back into the top lane, but is just going to go back to farming. I think we actually decide to trade the Herald for Drag here. I say I'm going to come top and get some pressure going, and then we can look for something.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good play with the Scion on your team. He does really well with the split push. I think that play might be slightly better with like a top lane Scion, because you're more likely to take Demolish, but I think it's just good either way. Kind of splits the map when Nutbusters didn't really have anything going for them, so it's hard for them to kind of stop a push on or a play on either side of the map.
Yeah, we also figured bot is pretty ahead and has pretty good push, so taking Drag will be a little bit of a risk for the Shaco. I think around this time I'm telling Jacob, hey, against the Shaco you need wards over the wall so that you can see his Q coming.
Yeah, that makes sense. The control wards are also pretty good at dealing with Shaco when he walks in stealth, but having that ward where he's coming from will spot him out on the stealth without having to use a control ward. The dragon is secured by the Nutbusters, but this Rift Herald should be able to break open the mid turret. And that Ash arrow was huge. It actually completely diffuses the play that we had. It stunned me almost by accident. It looked like the arrow was intended to stun up Taxi, but I just happened to walk into it while we were making our play. But anyway, just a good arrow from Honan to kind of make sure that the play was going in his favor.
Yeah, game is speeding up a tiny bit here. We're at 9 kills in 17 minutes, which is not as fast as I would like it to be, but both teams do have some scaling aspect, so it does make sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's even really an early game champion in this game. You could argue Jarvan, but the Jarvan support just doesn't really play the same as like jungle Jarvan would.
True. You could also argue Set, I feel like.
True. It is kind of hard though into Mundo because he's kind of tanky.
Yeah.
I saw a very good flank there, and the cool thing about Cataclysm is actually puts you behind the opponent, so I was able to dodge out on the Seraphine ult there. However, Honan is really fed, so he's able to kill Alex there. I'm able to get out the lifeline shield and try and cut into tower, drop the flag, and hit the Zanyas.
No, Honan, please, no.
He falls down, and I'm able to get out
with your flash, yeah. Yeah, we gave you respect in all chat here.
Yeah, and Joey does really fall to Mike there. So plays going in our favor on both sides of the map, but another kill over to Honan is definitely not fun. This team comp really struggles with Ashe, because we do have some long range carries, but especially that Ghost and just the long range of her W, it's really difficult to deal with her when she's ahead.
Yeah, I feel like the only people who can really deal with her are Jinx just because you outranged, and the Shaco because if you get the assassination off then it doesn't matter. But for Mundo and Rise, it's pretty hard to get onto a fed Ashe. Baron is spawning in less than 1.5 minutes here. I think we thought we were ahead enough to just take it off spawn, but looking at the gold here now, that definitely isn't true. But me and Joey are pretty strong. We don't have as much CS as Taxi does, but Taxi's CS was like absolutely insane this game.
Yeah, I mean, Rise is really easy to do that, and especially in this like Rise Swain matchup, there's no way for Swain to really threaten him, because he's just that fast. Even if you get the pull, Rise just pops the phase rush and runs away. So just a bit hard.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to gank that line.
Yeah, I mean, Rise in a bad matchup is not great, but Rise did just get buffed, and this is definitely a good Rise matchup, so Nutbusters got unlucky in the top side with the Mundo set matchup, but got pretty lucky in the mid lane. So blind pick just happens sometimes. I popped the blast cone there and just went right into Honan. Popped the ultimate and the hourglass to try and get something, but really good flash from Honan to get out of there. Lots of damage going down onto there. Jarvan's able to just kind of stick in. Shaco's going for the flank around, trying to look for some damage, but we'll see if he actually gets anything. I just commit full onto Honan, and we're able to get one, but I die in exchange, and I believe Mike might also. But Jacob does fall, so this is a 2-for-1 right now in favor of Nutbusters. Joey's going low. Does not end up dying yet, but does go down, but uses a huge amount of damage onto Alex. He's able to pick up the Jinx, so it is a 3-for-2 at this point, and Mike's falling low. You had a really good play on there, and you were about to walk into a box and get feared, but that Grasp auto is able to finish him off.
That was actually Jacob's call. I was going to go after Shock, but this fight was super split, and it was so close in so many levels. I'm almost dead here, but I just managed to dodge that Rise Q. And 3-for-3, pretty even on both sides. Gold is a little bit in our favor.
Yeah, it's nothing too bad though. 1,500 is definitely significant, but it's not anything you can't overcome.
Yep. Yeah, this is basically even.
Yep. The objectives are pretty even as well. The towers, you're up 1, but realistically that doesn't matter. You have a slight lead, but nothing that should be like game dooming.
Yeah, you're getting bullied a little bit there, but you can just get out and you'll be okay. This was a pretty ballsy play, I think. My team was question mark picking me out loud.
Yeah, I mean, I think it worked out really well. I was able to cage you in, but I don't think that was necessarily worth it because basically our whole team fell. That was a lot of damage from Mike and Alex there, but they just ultimately weren't able to get too much. We're able to pick up 1 kill, but the Realm Warp is actually able to save 2 of the members of our team. Unfortunately, Mike was not able to get in it in time, but he is Shaco, so he should be able to just get out. Spotted on the Hawk shot, but it doesn't
it's called Believe
really
It Alone
kill
and go
him.
for the drag.
Exactly.
And at this point, the game is starting to go in our favor a little bit more. Shaco is still absolutely capable of one-shotting the squishies.
Yeah, I mean, the strategy that we had here was we knew that Jarvan and Shaco needed to combine to take out Seraphine and Ashe, and we just had to hope that the rest of our team, because we do have 2 like hyper carry champions, and Mundo should be able to take care of the rest. Mike does a great play there, just absolutely pops Seraphine, and me and him just follow up and wipe out the bot lane, just like we were saying we have to do, although it's a lot harder to do in a team fight. So we'll see if we're able to continue doing that as the game progresses.
Yeah, Jacob throughout the game was complaining that the Shaco kept killing him. So definitely achieved your goal there. And for team fights to be playable, I think he has to one-shot the Seraphine like that in like 2 autos or whatever it was that he just did.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, 8-1. He's building towards Essence Reaver. He already has. He has the Essence Reaver now. He has a Dustblade and a Lord Doms. He doesn't have completed boots, but he kind of doesn't need them because he's just looking for damage, and he has so many like blinks. Anyway.
Yeah, we were really proud of that Ashe arrow into the Swain eye. But doesn't really get anything done. You can just back off and farm the rest of the wave. Joey's a little bit in trouble here. Collapse on by 3. Can use the set ult to get over your ult, which is a pretty interesting interaction. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's unfortunate for me that happens, but we are able to pick him up anyway. This is a really good ult by Jacob, though.
Yeah,
Hits all 3 of us, and it absolutely
ult.
just ties me up. There's nothing I can do. Alex is trying to kite out here. They're just trying to stall for Shaco. Make sure to keep his minigun stacked on the minions, but there's just not a play remaining by the time that Mike gets there, unfortunately, for Nutbusters. Game's still pretty close, though. And Jacob's walking up a little bit here, so Mike's just going to go for it. And I believe he should just be gone, except the 1v1 between the 280 carries does not go as well for Nutbusters. So it appears to be a 1-for-1. But Shaco's going to have a harder time getting out here, especially with this control ward right there. Looks like he's just going to give up. Oh, he pops the ultimate. Could be huge. And Honan incorrectly chooses Shaco's, but it doesn't matter. Honan can just kill both before he dies.
Yeah, Honan with the Ball of Steel there didn't even kite back, just kept autoing. I'm not gonna lie, when Ash killed the Jinx in the bush, I thought that was the real Shaco, and that the clone was attacking Seraphine. So I just started leaving, and they called out that he was on the controller, so I was like, oh crap, gotta get back on that. But
That's pretty funny.
ended up not really mattering. Silico is asking if J4E has AP scaling
Yes.
only, or is it his W and alt as well? I believe it's his W and E.
I think it's just his W and E.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So there you go, Philadad. Happy to help.
Yep.
Ash alt goes wide.
Oh. No,
that
it
might
just
have been
goes directly into Taxi's face. And Taxi just gets stun locked. He's not able to pick it up. I burned the ultimate to try and finish off the kill, but I die for that pretty quickly. I went right into the set, had to burn the stopwatch to not immediately die, but play's just dead. It's really tough for Nutbusters to get anything done here when Rise dies to start the fight. Garrett's able to make a pretty big play, and it's just kind of over at this point.
Yeah,
That's a clean ace.
I mean, 5 for 1. And you guys do get the Ash, but we make the call here to just run to Baron. We think we have enough damage with the Swain and the set. The Ash ult I thought I saw, I was actually looking on the stream, and it was a snowflake drifting across the map. So
Oh, unfortunate.
a little bit. But Baron will go down here. And we just leave and call to get ready for drag if we can. It is up in 30 seconds, but the Hextech gates do make that a little bit more accessible to everyone when you come out of base.
Yeah, Hex gates are really, really nice for macro play. But
Both junglers are on 3 items. Set is ahead by about an item, it looks like. Taxi and Garrett are about even in the mid lane though, and Ash is only about 1 item ahead.
yeah, I mean, this fight is pretty hard though. Ash does a really good job here. The Lord Dom's buy is interesting, because neither of the tanks are really armor stacking, but I don't know, you can go for it, it doesn't really hurt anything. Me and Mike are able to pick up a kill onto Jacob, but that's kind of all we get this fight, if I remember correctly. Joey plays this really well, manages to survive. And that is a triple kill for Honan, and a 4 for 1 on the play overall.
Yeah, I just tunneled on the Jinx there, try to keep her off of our carries, and it ended up working. We call for Joey to go bot, and then the rest of us will go mid here, I think, just to try to get some turrets. No, actually, we rotated bot to help him. I'm going for the flank here. We don't have minions, so it's a little bit hard, but I think I just tank turret, and it doesn't matter. Because Scion jungle doesn't take damage.
Yeah, the armor you have is ridiculous. Also, Jack Show is... it's an item for sure. It did get buffed on tanks and nerfed on bruisers, but I think it's still pretty good on both of them, so... this point...
It is being used as intended,
yeah,
Copium.
me and Mike are just trying to get something done here. It's a really tough play for any of us, though. When Taxi shows up, there's a possibility that we can have a play, but at this point, the gold lead is almost 10,000, so it's really tough for anything to get done.
Yep, and we are taking all of the jungle camps on this side of the map, which will make it even harder for the comeback.
Yeah, Metabusters here is doing a really good job of properly utilizing their advantage. Pushing with Baron, got 2 towers, did not take any inhibs actually, but Joey looks for a play on Mike, but isn't able to get the pull. Bit of a misplay on his part and a good play by Mike, but ultimately it shouldn't matter too much. The Ash arrow flies up and hits me, and doesn't actually amount to anything. There's no one from Metabusters there to follow up on the play, but
About sending a message. You gotta strike fear into their heart that someone's in the bush.
true. Yeah, it's looking like the team fighting power of the Metabusters comp is just too much here for Nutbusters to deal with. Theoretically, Rise should be able to do it, but the way that the Metabusters are playing this fight, it's really difficult for Rise to get Rise things done.
Yep, and we have the Rylai's on the Swain, so that makes it even harder for Shaco and Mundo to get stuff done. Mundo does ult here, and I think he gets away, but we do commit a lot to chase him. Joey at this point is complaining that Seraph's shield is like 3 immortal shield bow procs at once.
Is it?
No, but its base is like 270 plus a good
Wow.
amount of your AP scaling or something. If you hover over it, I think we can see. But yeah, the shield is insane.
Yeah, here, let me check real quick.
Seraph's not Rod of Ages.
Oh, duh. Oh yeah, 250 plus 20% current mana shield. And it's shielded 12,000 so far.
Yeah, so it's pretty insane. Especially for a battle mage like Rise. Seraphine ult catches 4 there, but I think one of them was a Shaco clone.
Yeah, that sounds right, but looks like it doesn't matter too much.
Our backline.
Yeah, Mike and I were able to pop the backline like is our job, and looks like the rest of our team just wasn't able to deal with the 3 tanks. Been unfortunate. Mundo just doesn't necessarily offer that much protection against other tanks. He doesn't really have any hard CC to stop champions from getting on top of you.
And his health stacking is even more dangerous when Set can just carry him into your team. I don't think that's what happened here. I think he was actually fighting Set solo the top lane. But I'm not super sure. I don't quite remember. Joey, good macro here. Uses the Hextech Gate, cancels it for a second, but does manage to get through. And just like that, all 3 inhibs are open, and top lane is pushing in pretty hard here, so gonna take a little bit of a miracle for the Nutbusters to get back into this. And we are very, very cautiously getting Vision set up for drag here because we do not want to mess up this soul.
Oh, cool. Okay, tips work.
Awesome.
I had not verified the email on the Scrimson account. That's what it was.
Did you tip?
I tipped $1 to make sure that it worked.
Let's go.
So I have donated the first $1 to charity.
Yep, just as a reminder guys, all proceeds from this stream, including the donations, which is the link in the description, go to charity. Teamfight is breaking out here, so I will stop with the shilling for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this is just disgusting. Nutbusters tried to take anyone off the backline, but the Seraphine healing is just way too strong. And that is just a clean 5-for-0 ace. No need to even secure the Dragon Soul. They can just end the game right here. And it looks like the first game of the tournament will be completed at about 34-35 minutes, with Metabusters taking the victory.
Meta has been busted. Keep an eye out. We're coming for everyone else next. But yeah, that was a really fun game. Props to Mike and to you for keeping it interesting. Definitely got a little bit tired of Jacob complaining about the Shaco popping him, but that's alright. That's what happens. And hopefully the other games are just as close.
Yeah, that one was a really good one. Unfortunately, Rise and Jinx just never had the chance to get online. Alright, I am going to cut back over to waiting, and we should... hold on. I will add the new standings on instead of what we have right now. And I'm just going to fix the spelling of the charity because I'm really intelligent here. Can't believe I messed that one up. It's a bit of a... Okay, standings, and we just watched game 1. So that means that... Okay, cool. Yep. So MetaBusters now has a score of 1. All the other teams are still at 0. And I'm going to generate the assets for the new team real quick. Do you have any takeaways after watching that first game about either of these teams? We haven't really gotten to see either of them play before, since these are some new teams. Nutbusters is completely new. MetaBusters, I feel like, kind of, especially in that game, had a shell of Silicats last season.
Oh yeah,
but,
for sure. Just because with the subs, Joey played for Silicats, so we had, I think, 3 Silicats members. If you include Honan, who was one of our subs.
Yeah.
Silico, who is supposed to be our starter, and Hidiri were also on that team. So it basically is Silicats 2.0. Nutbusters is, most of them are new to the server. I believe Blake brought a lot of them in.
Yep.
And I definitely see the potential with Blake there for his macro and funny enchanter choices. They definitely feel like they could be a competitive team. They didn't have...
Well, okay. Let's hope that wasn't too cringe for the people who are watching, but we'll see.
Yeah, looks like it's back.
Cool.
We have 28 viewers. Wow, welcome everyone.
Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties. Normally this is not an issue. Extenuating circumstances, TM.
We're doing it for the kids.
Yep. Okay, so next game is going to be the Rift Sharks versus Andromeda. Despite this being my team, I actually didn't play in this game, so I'll have a kind of like clear view of what's going on.
I'm pretty excited for this game. I feel like both of these teams are really strong.
Yeah, I think it should be pretty fun. Going into the season, I feel like Andromeda is a wild card for me because I don't really know what any of the roles they're going to be playing.
Yeah, we actually thought it would be Stanley mid in a different game and ended up playing support, which was a surprise for us. So I'm curious.
I wouldn't have expected that at all. Apparently they do have their full roster today. I think they were supposed to not have their full roster, but we'll have to see. I know for my team, Rift Sharks, we tried to swap up our rosters as much as possible to try and just get exposure for each of our players during this tournament. So think a few of our games we have the same roster consecutive, but you'll see, I think, 4 different iterations of our roster throughout the tournament. So should be pretty fun. Actually, I don't know. I think I just completely made up that number. We swapped it up as much as we could. We are loading into a game. For some reason, it keeps picking up the wrong game, but like the wrong window. Okay. Jokingly testing if all chat's working. Pretty good one. And it looks like the roster for Rift Sharks is Joel top, Jonah jungle, Zach mid with his patented AP Misfortune mid. Pretty fun. And then Healy and Layla bot lane. Then on the other team, it is the starting lineup for Andromeda, which is Adam top, Alana jungle, Cam mid, Stanley AD carry, and Dave support. Looks like Adam is playing his highest mastery champion on the GP, and Joel is playing not his highest mastery, but almost definitely his most comfortable top laner in Poppy. We have the Elise versus Mordekaiser matchup in the jungle, which is pretty interesting. Misfortune Fizz seems really cringe to deal with for the Misfortune, but also for the Fizz. Oh, I see what you mean with the Ashe ulti. Okay, yeah. Like the speck of snow on the minimap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And then this bot lane, okay, the Victor Nami bot lane is like a patented bot lane in these with these two players. One of their absolute favorites to play, so we should be in for a treat. The
I'm really excited to see
mandate,
how Rift Arcs play.
yeah, mandate and what's it called? Staff of Flowing Water is really good with Victor Nami. Just makes the Victor
That does
really
make
strong.
sense.
Yep, and they also have like 4 AP champions and a Gangplank, so it'll be really tough for Rift Sharks to itemize into this correctly.
I don't know. I feel like if Poppy just locks in the Jack Show first, then you're never gonna kill her. But
I mean, that could be
he
true,
doesn't
but
really build Jack Show, so
fair.
yeah. I don't think we actually got to play against Rift Sharks this tournament, so I'm pretty excited. This isn't their full roster, but
Yeah.
nevertheless,
I think we should probably avoid saying things like that. Might be a spoiler. Don't know.
I mean, with 4 games in the Swiss.
Right, but I don't know. I think
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
yeah. So something to avoid, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna avoid talking about the future as much as possible, so I don't accidentally say anything.
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Ashe Karma isn't my favorite Karma lane. I would have probably preferred like a Jhin Karma or an Ezreal Karma here, just blinding it. But Ashe is a pretty good blind champion. She doesn't really have any like terrible matchups. There's a few that you can kind of like exploit her with, but she's a pretty good champion regardless of how strong you are, which is pretty good. And she has a lot of build diversity.
Yeah, and Karma feels really strong this patch from my experiences playing against her.
Yeah, I feel the same. Karma's just a really fun champion too, and Layla's Karma is quite good. Cam's playing really aggressively here, trying to get as much damage down onto Zac as possible. But the Misfortune's able to trade back pretty well, using that range advantage to get some extra damage down. Oh, and that Q was really good. The double up works exactly how you want it to. Adam's getting quite low, but Alana's here to turn the gank around. Joel with a really good stun into the wall there. And honestly, he might be able to 1v2 this and get both if they continue fighting, but it looks like they're going to intelligently choose to not do that. He's just going for it, though. And he picks up the first blood.
Gets the solo kill.
Huge
Wow,
play.
that was nice. I mean, I've come to expect that from Joel's Poppy. It's pretty disgusting in a good way. One thing we haven't noted or haven't talked about is that Jonah's on the Elise. I don't think I've ever seen him play Elise, and he's playing against Alana, which is pretty funny. So I'm curious to see how the jungle matchup goes.
Yeah, I mean, I have the insight. I was aware that he was considering playing Elise. He actually asked me at dinner on Friday. He's like, "Do I play Elise now, or do I save it for regular season?" And I told him, "Just go for it, because now there's 0 chance he can get banned." Joel almost picks up a second kill there, but his auto attack animation just did not time right, or something like that you can blame it on. Healy's quite low. Layla gets a really good root here, and that should just be a kill. Jonah gets the stun to secure it.
That was like max range Elise stun.
I mean, the target was rooted, but
Yeah.
it's still impressive. Yeah. And Layla forces out the flash with another tether. And Joel is playing out of his mind in the top lane. He has 2 kills already in under 5 minutes. I'm very proud of my team. I honestly knew nothing about this game, so I think people tried to send me screenshots of it, but I didn't really retain any of the information. But
Yep, gotta maintain that integrity for the casting.
yeah.
Yeah, so game is pretty one-sided so far.
Yeah, it's almost a 2,000 gold lead at 5 minutes. That's like disgusting. The CS advantages in both solo lanes are pretty absurd. I don't know if it's just because it's like good matchups and blind pick happens, or if I can just say that my solo laners are like cracked and they're just that good. But one of those two is true.
Really? Yeah. The more I think about it, the more the Fizz matchup seems pretty hard. Like Fizz against MS seems hard for Fizz.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has potential later, but I don't know. Fizz into ranged matchups is just never fun. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, looks like Alana's going to go for a play here. Does not have level 6, and Zac actually does on the Misfortune, so...
Alana choosing to run Flash over Ghost on the Mord is interesting.
Yeah. think at least top lane, I feel like Flash versus Ghost is heavily matchup dependent. I feel like I guess it's like the safer one to take by default in the jungle.
True.
Because I feel like in like games, at least when I was trying to learn Olaf, the advice that I was given was take Ghost if a lot of champions on the enemy team don't have ways to get over walls that you can't get over. Because Mordekaiser doesn't have any like wall crossing abilities in his kit. So being able to have that is actually really good into teams with a bunch of dashes. Unfortunately for Alana, no one on Rift Sharks has an ability to go over the wall except for like Elise, arguably. So it just didn't pan out that way, but I can understand why you'd want to go for it.
Really fringe situation, but I think Poppy E can go over really thin walls.
True,
If
yes.
close enough.
Yeah.
But that isn't really relevant in this hypothetical scenario.
Yeah. Cam fell really low there, did not end up dying to Misfortune, but is forced out of lane. He's actually managed to close the CS gap pretty well. And he has the boots to kind of help him run away from the bullet rain. So I think he's playing the lane the best he can given the bad pre-6 situation.
Yeah, this lane feels really rough for Victor and Nami before they get some items and some levels. Just because Karma and Ashe can poke them down so effectively.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Stanley, though. He's keeping almost dead even in CS, which is all you really need to do there. Joel's able to burn the ultimate to save himself from Adam. So that's an ult trade. Joan is able to secure the first dragon for Rift Sharks. Healy's dropping down really low. Victor almost gets the kill, forces the flash out of Healy.
A really nice flash.
And Cam just goes and kills Layla. Jonah's able to get a kill in trade, so this is 2 kills for Jonah and 1 kill for Andromeda, but Healy walks right into the Fizz. Zach's here to try and save the play, but Cam's still able to pick up the kill ultimately, so this is a 2 for 2 so far. Jonah gets some extra damage on him from range. That Misfortune ultimate is about to be up. Zach flashes the wall, Elise has nothing to hit, and Fizz E just saves him from the ultimate. Zach's really going from the Mordekaiser, but this fight is such a mess. There's people coming everywhere. Stanley is trying to get something done onto Jonah, but ultimately it looks like the play just fizzles out, and it's a 2 for 2. And Dragon goes over to the Rift Sharks.
That was so unfortunate for Ashe. The MF walk into the bush, revealed the control word right as I think Healy like clicked on it, so he had to auto it.
A really good ultimate from Cam. He gets stunned, but is able to finish off the kill.
A lot of plates going over to the MF though, which
yeah, but that's a
is
600
cut
gold
down.
kill for Fizz, so
Yep.
good stuff for both teams.
Yeah, gold lead has been cut down to about 1,000 now, which is really good considering it was at 2,000 about 4 minutes ago.
Yep. I mean, if you use the argument that a dragon is worth about 1,000 gold, then they're still pretty even, but as long as the lead isn't getting like stronger, I think you're pretty happy as Andromeda, especially because with the Fizz, you're bound to have a weaker early lane anyway. So this isn't necessarily something you're not expecting. And Cam with 3 kills means that he has 6 stacks on his Darksteel, so I think they're set up pretty well to succeed later on in this game.
Yeah, I definitely trust Cam to carry with that gold, especially on an assassin
Joel's
like this.
going for a play. I think if he had gotten the stun, that would have been enough, but it narrowly misses the wall. Adam's trading back a lot of damage, though. These like Qs are just doing crazy amounts with the Sheen. And Joel misses the ultimate and knows he has to burn Flash before GP gets his Q back up. Once Essence Reaver gets completed, this lane is going to be miserable for Poppy.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious, what does M31 stand for Andromeda?
I believe it's like some astronomical term that means Andromeda. You'd have to know more about astronomy than I do, but...
Cool. Not confusing whatsoever, Stanley.
Oh, it's like
he was playing really well.
The original name of it was like Messier 31, so they shortened it, but it means the same thing. Yeah, and Cam is just able to pick up the kill, which is why I thought that matchup was good for him, because Misfortune just feels like paper, but Jonah's able to get a trade kill on the top side of the map, so both teams staying pretty even. But now the gold lead's basically just evened itself back out. And again, 8 Darksteel stacks on the Fizz is not what you want to see for the side of Rift Sharks.
These teams have the potential to like stay close for the rest of the game. Like the scaling isn't super different. I think Andromeda does have a little bit of an advantage, but they are down a dragon, so that kind of offsets it.
Yeah, Healy's trading really well there, but that Victor ulti is huge. Layla's probably going to try and get a kill in return on the Victor, but the Nami healing is just too much. There's not anything she can do. And that is a double kill for the Andromeda bot lane.
I'm surprised Layla didn't go for the Nami. Kind of did want to see the mirror Nami lanes. Because this is blind draft for those of you who are just joining us. But
yeah, I haven't heard of any mirror matchups. It would be really sad if we had 12 blind pick games and none of them had a mirror, but we'll have to see.
yep, we definitely will.
Yep, and Cam just
And
picks up
there it
another
is.
kill, and that is a fully stacked Darksteel, baby.
Yeah. At this point, it seems like it's slipping away a little bit from Rift Sharks. Gangplank and Fizz. Gangplank is still a little bit behind on gold, but he's ahead in CS, and Fizz is just so ahead at this point. 3 plates, and fully stacked Darksteel is really hard to deal with.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how they're going to be able to close this out. I definitely do not think they have the scaling advantage here. Karma, Elise, and Poppy all kind of just fall off, and Misfortune and Ashe aren't necessarily great scalers either. And if you look at like every single champion on the side of Andromeda, those are all just complete menaces later on in the game. Rift Sharks definitely needs to be really good with their macro to try and win this.
No Dean, but for a different reason.
Yeah.
Couldn't play with
Jonah
you,
might be able to steal this. He's
put
definitely
down
going to
really
try
hard.
to, but I think it's a tough play. Yeah, and Alana's able to just pick up the dragon. Cam's going in, tries to burst him down, but there's just too many people there. It's kind of tough. The
They
knockup
only knocked
does a
over the
lot, but
wall.
the Victor ult, the Chaos Storm, does so much here. And that's should be 3 kills for 0 for the side of Andromeda.
Gangplank ult comes down just to secure it. Jonah's
Oh,
walking back in and just
That's
gets
a
popped.
4 for 0. The Victor is it's going hard here. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games where you really get to see the appeal of blind pick. All 5 players on Andromeda just have like giga comfort champions, and on Rift Sharks it's pretty much the same thing. I think the only thing that I'm not like super confident on being a comfort champion is Healy's Ashe. I think Caitlyn is probably the AD carry that he's more known for, but just fun to get to see everyone playing champions that they're super comfortable with.
Yeah, I feel like this is a unique opportunity for a lot of these players to play champs that consistently get banned against them. Like, Joel gets Poppy banned against him like 80% of the time, probably. Even when he's playing mid.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for him. And Stanley's Victor is probably the only champion in this game that gets banned more than that. Adam's Gangplank gets banned a decent amount as well, but definitely nothing like the other two. But Poppy's playing the minigame really well here, actually. Props to Joel for that one.
Knight comes out and doesn't matter, he just gets popped by the Elise.
Yeah, that was a really good play by Joel, or by Jonah, or both of them, honestly.
Of them.
The Ashe arrow sets up a lot, and I believe the Leandri's burn is enough to take down Dave there, and Healy tries to kite his best, but the Victor laser just takes him out.
That was well played by Stanley there.
Yep, Cam's looking for a play here. This could be quite bad for Rift Sharks. He avoids the vision. The ulti hits no one, but he goes for Layla, but dies! That's 1,000 gold over to Karma!
And a lot of his Darksteel stacks going away.
Yeah, it was. He actually upgraded to Mejai's, so now it's down to only 4.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just he missed the ulti, but wanting to get something from that play, so he just forces it. I mean, I think we've all been there, but
Oh, for sure. I can't say I blame him, but definitely could be a come back to haunt them in hindsight. They're about 1,500 gold up at this point.
yeah. And the dragons are even. Next dragon's going to be up in about 2 minutes. I believe minions just took the top lane turret for Rift Sharks. Healy is trying to fight Adam here, but it's so hard. He's down 3 levels, and Gangplank in the bush with barrels is such a strong champion. Oh, the GP flash gets out both the Elise flash and the Ashe ultimate, which is not what you want to see for Rift Sharks. And the Fizz is just walking into this massive cluster of people. Could be looking for some sort of play. Zach's running towards the mid turret to try and defend it from this push. We'll see if he's able to get anything done. The Leandri's burn on the Make It Rain is disgusting, though. It takes about half of Dave's health.
Yeah, that is one thing that is going for Rift Sharks here. Their zone control is pretty strong with the MF.
That ulti is disgusting. Just deletes the entire wave, but Stanley makes a pretty good play and just trades a lot of damage back onto him. Zach does not get caught by the Fizz ulti, so I believe that play is just going to diffuse. Doesn't really result in anything happening.
Yeah, I think if that lands, the MF just dies.
Oh, definitely.
Dodge.
Yeah, I think it just
Ian
wasn't
Poppy
enough range for the Fizz.
Drag is up in 50 seconds here.
Yeah, Jonah's recalling in top side, but... Oh, Joel's making a huge play there. If he's able to pick off Adam before the fight, that could be big, but now he's getting collapsed on by the whole team. Or...
Nominee ult comes out.
Yeah.
Sidestep.
Oh, the Poppy ultimate is a really good way to get himself out of that situation. And flashes to avoid the barrel chain. That's a really good play, and the Nami wave is down for the team fight, which is huge.
Yeah, with drag coming up, that's a pretty big cooldown.
Except Cam is about to just one-shot Healy, so... But Cam misses another ultimate. But that is a good way to get his Magi stacks back up.
Yep, that zoning ult kept Ashe walking to the side instead of backwards.
Yep.
This drag is pretty important. Whoever has this mitigates the scaling disadvantages for Rift Sharks and just accentuates them for Andromeda. If your team scales better and you have the Mountain Souls, then it's just really hard to kill.
Yeah. Joel's walking up really aggressively here. He could get picked out by the Nami. That stun was huge! And Zach's able to pick up 2 with the ultimate. Cam's able to get out, but he's too low to really safely go back in.
Yeah, that was really well played by Jonah and Zach.
Yeah.
They do start up the drag here. Mord is still alive. This is pretty risky.
Same with Cam. Cam over the wall here is super scary. That ultimate does hit, but it hits like the highest health target. The exhaust comes down, so that's another shutdown on the Fizz. And Joel's TPing back in, so that should just pick up another kill. And that is an ace.
Wow. I mean, that's the miracle they needed. Like, they're right back in this.
Yeah, the dragon resetting. Ugh. But, yeah, gold leads even now, and Rift Sharks is up a dragon.
Should also be able to secure this bot turret. I mean, Jonah just played that really well. That was props to him. He is 8-2 on the Elise here. Probably has enough for the Shadow Flame when he backs.
I'd imagine so. Yeah, he's sitting on 2,000 gold, so that should be enough. Yep. We'll see if he also goes for the Magi. He's sitting on 9 stacks of a Dark Seal, so I don't think it would be bad to go for it. But we'll see if he chooses it. Layla's clearing out some vision on top side, and Dave's looking to do the same thing. Plays the ward down to the Baron.
Yes. Yep. Joel's posturing pretty aggressively here, but no one's here to defend the turret.
Oh my god, the stun is huge. The orange comes out, but you can't cleanse the Make It Rain slow, so really good play by the two marksmen.
Yeah, good rotation. Really good Ashe ult too.
Yep. Joel's trying his best to survive here, but when Dave gets here, it's going to be tough. Yeah, and with Stanley coming here too, but it's a 2v4. Yeah, I think the Rift Sharks suss out that this play might not be great and looks like they're heading to leave. Healy is coming on the bot side, and that is another missed Fizz ultimate.
For the future, when Cam locks in Fizz, we need like a missed Fizz.
Oh no, we don't gotta do him like that. Yeah. This fight's kind of surrounding the Baron. There's just people playing all over the place. If this back does complete, though, it could be kind of bad because Cam has no TP, but Rift Sharks don't realize that he left, so they don't have any way of punishing it. Zach just gives up on the blue buff, but he could have gone for it, but I think he just didn't want to die to GP, which, good choice.
Yeah, definitely. Don't want to give over that 300 gold shutdown to the GP, who is... Navori is active.
Yeah.
Probably building either the Infinity Edge or the Prowler's Claw here, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it could be either. Fortunately for him, he's 0-5. Want to see... His first strike has given him about 462 gold, so nothing crazy. But
12.5. Not awful either.
still generating some.
Yep. And it'll just get better as the game goes on.
Yeah, and I think the downside of Alana having Flash is that it's not super useful into a mobile champions, but that just means that GP is really good. So it's actually kind of works out.
Yep.
Yeah, once he gets his full items, he's going to be really scary.
Working towards those all upgrades too, which can be a really huge asset to his team.
Yeah, I believe he has enough to purchase one of them, but doesn't have either of them activated yet. Cam actually did hit an ultimate there, but more health gets traded back against his team than he dealt with his ultimate.
does burn the flash to match that, though.
Yep. Joel gets out the flash from Alana. Healy's going for this, but doesn't quite have enough damage, and Alana and Dave just kind of escort Stanley out of there to keep him alive. Looks like
the Witch End Ash is really interesting.
Yeah. I think I've seen a similar build, but would not personally build it myself. Joel does get hit with the Mordekaiser ulti, but should just be able to stall it out. Adam just reset to upgrade his ult, so he's going to be pretty scary when he gets back here. His ultimate is up for whatever teamfight happens next, but... And that was a
Probably be
nice
Drag or
1053 barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drag is up in about 45 seconds. Baron has been up for about 4 minutes here, so I'm assuming we'll either see a fight on one of them or a trade happen.
Yeah, it looks like it might just be a trade. Looks like Andromeda's going to go for the Baron, and looks like Rift Sharks is dedicating more of their resources down towards Dragon, but they might just not go for it because it's not up for another 30 seconds, so it's possible that Andromeda might just be able to take both, especially with that combat buff from taking Baron. Yeah, this is a pretty
from
free
the
Baron.
Mord passive is pretty good. Asphalt comes a little bit too late.
Yeah,
and just
I mean,
gets orange away by the
it's never going to steal the Baron because it can't hit it, but
right.
it does get the immediate orange from Adam, which is kind of funny, but I think since they reset after the Baron, instead of just walking straight down, though, they do just give up this Dragon. Although Rift Sharks isn't all bursting it down, so it could be kind of tough. This Gangplank ult kind of forces the rest of the members of Rift Sharks to not attempt to help with the Dragon. Joel goes in and got silenced by the Chaos Storm while channeling his ultimate. It doesn't put it on a huge cooldown, but it kills him.
Auto cam trolling us there a little bit.
That was me. I locked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was trying to watch the smite. It's been a few months since I've done this. I'm a bit rusty.
All good, all good. I'm super rusty too. Alright, they're gonna use their Baron buff here to siege the mid towers. They might push for another one, although that
Oh my god, that
the
damage
TP
to
damage.
Layla. And Cam's going for a flank here. He does not have ultimate up though.
His team isn't here either, so he's probably just gonna back up.
Yeah. It looks like Misfortune is going for Banshee's Veil, which is interesting, but I don't know what other item would build for that. Oh my god, the damage to Zac was ridiculous, but it looks like Jonah might actually get out from this, and Poppy's stun is huge. Gives the shutdown over to Healy. That should help him complete that Wit's End, which is going to be really good into the triple AP comp. Looks like Dave is currently building towards this half of Flying Water, doesn't quite have it yet. And Cam now has 0 stacks on Medjai's, which just feels really bad for him. And yeah, Zac's completed his items into the Verdant Barrier, so...
Definitely gonna be a Banshee as well.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like across Rift Sharks they're all starting to stack some MR up, with the exception of Elise and Karma.
EP actually ended up completing the Collector next. If Blake is here, I'm curious what his thoughts are on that. Known GP player and Collector hater.
True. I'll have to take a peek at
I think I've seen him play it. I haven't seen a message from him so far, but
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like terrible, but probably not his favorite.
Joel is trading really heavily here onto the Nami. The rest of the team is on their way. Jonah is as well.
Oh, Jonah just goes in on Alana there instead. And Poppy just launches Cam out of the fight. Layla seems to have escaped from Stanley. The Tether doing a really good job. Joel's in a tough spot here. Once he comes out of the Mordekaiser ult, he should just die, but this fight is just everywhere all at once. Jonah's able to pick up a kill on Stanley, and Joel's still alive somehow. And it looks like Zac might be able to kill onto GP in the bot lane, but GP's forced to ult to shove out the wave. This game is a bloodbath.
I'm so here for it.
Yep.
Jonah kind of daring Fizz to go in.
He does a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, as soon as Fizz goes in, he can just repel, and what's Fizz gonna do?
He'll probably do the little hop
Yeah.
thing, but yeah, Cam knows it, so he's just gonna ult.
Yep.
Repel cancels it. Stopwatch comes out.
Doesn't
Nami
hit
ult comes
Healy
down.
or Jonah there. Good dodges from both of them. He's getting a lot of ults out from the other team.
Fight.
Yeah.
Probably gonna cool down here. The GP ult comes down. No, that was Victor ult. GP does not have TP.
Yeah, Victor TP, not Victor Ultimate.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
Whatever, close enough. Basically the same thing.
Barely. Healy forced to flash away. I mean, if you think about it, the Chaos Storm could result in a TP, right? If it's a Chaos Storm?
I guess.
Alright, so they take the turret, they're gonna back away here. Cam is taking the blue buff.
Yeah, Andromeda does have a pretty sizable gold lead here, but they're down a couple dragons, and as you said, the Mountain Soul is a huge factor in this game. And they're able to go 1-for-1. I think the shutdown that Poppy got was slightly bigger, and that kill was assisted, so that's a lot more gold to Rift Sharks than it was for Andromeda on that play. But the big thing is that Elise is down right before Dragon, which matters more than anything else.
Alright, teams are going to be looking to set up vision here. Joel and Layla are in a pretty rough spot here, but it looks like they will not get collapsed on.
Yeah. I thought they were going to be able to just hop on Stanley and get him, but he waited to walk in, which kind of helped him out.
It's a 3v5 right now. Cam is on the flank. I mean, a 3v4. Cam is on the flank, though, so this might just need to be given up by Rift Sharks, considering their jungler is just now coming out of base.
Yeah, and Layla should just die here to the Fizz. Oh no, my god, she's so tanky.
Yeah,
and Zac ults, but it immediately gets cancelled by Dave's counter Nami ultimate. But at this point, Jonah's here. Is about to have Flash and does have Smite. Is not able to pick it up, but is going to get the kill onto Dave. And is behind the entire team. Gets a lot of damage down onto Cam, gets him pretty low. This fight's very split though, and I think Jonah might just die in the Mordekaiser ultimate, or shortly after it.
Kill goes over to GP, which is really good for Andromeda. He's up to a bounty now, even though he's 2-6, just because he's been getting kills.
Yeah, he has 4.5 items and is Flame Horizoning. I don't think there's any concerns about G being weak in
Definitely
this game
not. He is
anymore.
scaled at this point. His barrels do almost 2k damage now, which is pretty insane. Stanley backs off, goes to spend his gold. He is sitting on 2.5 items. Farm is struggling a little bit, but he's basically like backup insurance in case his team's other carries don't get ahead, and they're very much ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just tough for anyone to farm in a game with GP. GP just kind of absorbs all the waves, and there's not much you can do about it, but
Very true.
as long as you have enough damage to get kills, which seems like they definitely do, considering they have about a 5k gold lead. I think this Baron should be pretty secure. I'm not really sure what Rift Shark's angle to take it is. Jonah's able to pick up a blue buff. I'm not sure if you want to trade a blue buff for a Baron, but I just don't see any way for them to get it. The Ashy ulti misses. Stanley gets chunked, but there could be a huge angle for a Misfortune ulti. I'm trying to watch the lineup on Zac. All 4 of them are clustered around the Scuttle Crab point. Poppy just knocks Stanley out of the fight, and there goes the Misfortune ulti. Does not get that much done, actually. And this looks like it's just going to be a 1 for 0. Joel gets quite low. Oh, but Karma's able to pick up a kill, and Dave goes down to half. 3 members for Andromeda are quite low, and the Misfortune is still full health. Jonah flashes and should just be able to light up Stanley. And now it's a 2 for 1. They're just trying to pick off these Baron buffs before they're able to keep him alive. Cam throws an ulti, it does not hit, and he gets stunned up. Poppy goes for the flash stun into the wall. I don't think Cam can get out of this. He might be able to trade onto Jonah.
Oh, that was really nice.
Yeah, that flash was really good.
He should just be able to get out with that Baron empowered recall. He's staying here though. He might look. No, okay, he's leaving. Yeah, that was well played by him. Well played by Joel too, getting the CC down.
Yeah.
Ash ult is almost up, which could be an opportunity to die.
It hits. Okay, yeah, they're just gonna ult it, and Poppy just pins Lana to the tower.
MF cooldown has to be like 40 seconds on our ult, which is pretty insane.
Cam's coming in, but these Karma shields are making it really hard for Cam to do anything. Joel is just so tanky. It's getting hard for Cam to kill anyone. Oh my god, he doesn't even get the kill on Joel. It only got him the little mini ultimate because Joel is so close to him, so it's kind of tough.
Yeah, only Baron buff left is on the Nami, I believe.
Yeah,
next drag is up in a minute and a half.
Healy manages to survive that, and I don't think Adam has enough barrels to try and go for the triple. Jonah's hiding here. I don't know if he's able to kill Adam, but he's definitely able to kill Stanley. Gets about half his health. The Elise Misfortune combo is really disgusting this game, and Joel's supporting them enough that it's going pretty well.
Definitely an interesting idea. I'm curious to see if you guys pull it out future games. It seems like it has potential, maybe with some reworked bot lanes.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That being said, the goal difference at this point doesn't really make a difference. The teams are pretty even in terms of items, especially on your carries.
Yeah, I think some of the gold differential is just gold sitting in GP's back pocket. Only 500 at this point though, so I think this about 4,000 gold lead is significant, but it'll stop being significant pretty soon.
Is Zac building an IE? I hope that's like a BT or something. Not an IE.
I'm not sure. It could be Bloodthirster. It could be Stormrazor, but that would be kind of troll.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Stormrazor.
I know normally he doesn't build the Banshee's Veil, so it could be that he thinks he has a different item, and it's just like autopiloting a build, but not really sure what it would be. Oh,
that damage is pretty insane.
Yeah, I know he normally goes for Essence Reaver, so he might be assuming that he has Essence Reaver and then go for something, but who knows. Oh, the ulti is not able to pick up the dragon, so both teams are at soul point now. And there's no misfortune ulti, so it's really hard for Rift Sharks to find a fight that's favorable for them. Surprised that Andromeda hasn't been able to leverage the fully scaled GP that much, but I think part of it is that a lot of their gold is on the Fizz and... Okay, I retract my statement. Adam just destroys Layla. Makes advantage.
Yeah, I was gonna say
his...
the game will probably slow down now just because of the soul point, but it looks like Andromeda is pushing their advantage and is gonna look to get some turrets down in the mid lane. If that barrel was like a half second earlier, I think it would have just one-shot the Ashe.
Yeah.
He just barely mistimed it. But that threat from the Gangplank is going to be there for the rest of the game, and he could pretty easily one-shot everyone, except maybe the Poppy. And
oh
the MF
no, Zaxxon is such a bad spot here though. He just doesn't take damage. I don't know what's causing Fizz to just not deal damage anymore. I guess it's the two mountain dragons. Yeah, that too. But the mountains kind of like scaling it up is also definitely not fun for Fizz.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Very tough for Andromeda to have 12 kills on a character who has just stopped doing damage. Adam is just gonna... Never mind. These Karma Shields are getting so much value this game. I feel like anytime she's about to get one-shot, she just doesn't end up actually getting one-shot because of the reaction time on the E.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Adam must have a lot of gold from First Strike now. Yeah, he's at about 2,000, so...
Yep.
Although now it's only useful for the 10% extra damage, unless he's trying to, like, buy a different build, but...
I mean, if he has enough gold, eventually he can just sell the shield bow once it's on cooldown and grab, like, a Prowlers or something, and then just rotate between them.
Yeah. I think he does want to keep boots, but that's another thing that he could sell. Yeah, Baron is up. Neither team looks to be playing for it, although Andromeda is kind of close. They could look to go for it. Dragon is about halfway up, so a while before that becomes relevant. Jonah is bot side though, so if Andromeda decides to start this Dragon, or start the Baron, it's pretty bad news for Rift Sharks because I don't think they have anything they can do about it. Joel's playing in dangerous territory here, surrounded by basically the entire enemy team, but he doesn't take too much damage. They force the flash out of Stanley and get a lot of damage dealt. They just like knock the Gangplank out of the fight, and this could be really good for Rift Sharks. Cam's in a tough position here. Healy's slowing him, and Joel's looking for the chase down, but Adam's back in the fight, so it's a lot hard to get anything done now that the threat of the barrels is back there. Mordekaiser ult goes down onto Poppy. The smite comes down to try and slow down Poppy, but that shield is massive. That was like 1,500 gold. Healy with a really good flash of the Nami bubble is able to pick up one, but Cam's able to trade him off afterwards. Looks like it's a 2-for-1 overall, but I think someone might have respawned in there. It was actually the Bloodthirster for Zach. I think he's just trying to get a shield to avoid getting one-shot by GP or Fizz here.
Makes sense. Joel is pretty low health. Mid turret goes down. If he stays here, he's in danger of a GP barrel, but...
Yeah, he's just resetting. He has TP right for now. Dragon.
Okay, the game did end up slowing down. I was right. I feel vindicated.
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams are just trying to play for Soul, and then if you don't win on Soul, you gotta try and win on Elder afterwards. I think the Baron fight is just too risky, because if you lose a Baron fight, even if you get Baron, you're probably going to lose the game at this point. Because both teams have characters who would just absolutely shred turrets. Fizz, Victor are both crazy, and Misfortune and Ashe are... True.
Yeah, at this point, if you lose a fight and you don't kill at least
that's an
3
ult,
people...
but Misfortune ult's traded for a Fizz E. So that's like all the ultimates down from the side of Rift Sharks. Jonah has to stopwatch. This is looking really bad for Rift Sharks. The flash is burned out. Joel's going in, but Cam's able to pick up a kill onto Jonah. This should just be Soul for Andromeda. That's 2 kills, and
Sorry
the
for
rest
all
of
the
Rift
Cam
Sharks is
slander.
just gonna put their tail between their legs and run.
I apologize to Cam for all the Fizz slander. That was really well played, and might have made the difference for his team.
Oh my god! Zach stole it! On
That's
1
insane.
HP!
That is insane.
1 HP!
I didn't even notice. I just assumed it was gone.
No, he makes it rain. Literally won!
Oh my god! That is insane!
Oh my god!
Holy! Alana says in Twitch chat, I
Oh
don't want to
my
talk
god.
about it.
Someone
That's okay,
clip
Alana, we
that.
didn't see
We gotta
anything.
send that to Jacob's highlight reel.
That
Holy.
was crazy.
That was awesome.
Did you pick up the Baron here, but lose the soul for it? Cam is in a little bit of danger here. Ashalt comes down,
Yeah.
and he'll just burn from Leon.
Misfortune. Oh my god, that was an insane Misfortune ultimate. Gets so much damage down onto the carries. Healy does get hit by the Mordekaiser ultimate, but should be able to kite this out. The MR is going to help him out a lot, but... and the Gale Force actually keeps him alive, but then Stanley's able to pick him up afterwards. This is a lot of resources dedicated to get an Ashe, who isn't necessarily the main threat on that team. Alana's falling down, and is going to get stunned up by Joel, so now this is a 2-for-1 advantage. This is a 4v3 for Rift Sharks, and they might just look to push into the base.
Yeah, 8,000 gold.
Adam
be
gets
damned.
stunned up,
Rift Sharks is going
and
for
Zach
it.
gets the slow. He's forced to flash and orange.
Cocoon comes out. That's just a dead Victor. They could look to end here. It would
Yeah.
be pretty bulky, but it's
The-
possible.
These shields are doing so much for Rift Sharks. I think that steal might have just won them the game. That's absurd. And Misfortune ult is just back up again. Doesn't kill any of them immediately, but they're so low, it's going to be so hard for them to defend. Cam hits a very good ultimate here, though. Tries to go for 2, only gets 1 so far, and the stun just gets locked up, and he is not able to get out.
Good job from Layla getting that exhaust out before she went down. That was pretty integral there, I think, in keeping her team alive.
Oh. Ash Arrow does hit someone, but Mordekaiser has so much tenacity. That didn't last long at all for it being fully cross-map. Yep. Neither of the objectives are up for another 4 minutes, but it looks like if Rift Sharks wins the team fight, they should be able to end the game. I don't think the same is true for Andromeda, though. As this game is getting closer to ending, if anyone who is watching this stream wants to do a quick post-game interview about this game, feel free to just shoot me a DM and we can try and get that set up. But if not, that's okay too. Alright,
We'll go with pretty
Cam says he's
aggressively
down to do an interview, so we'll get that after the
Let's go.
game.
Both teams are basically full build here on a lot of their carries. Any lost fight here is probably going to mean the game. We are almost 45 minutes in, and it's just really tenuous right now.
I've had a couple people ask me about like a donation or tip counter. We're looking into it. It's possible that Stream Elements, which is what we're using, doesn't have an integration for it. But hopefully we'll have something up by tomorrow at least. I think right now we only have $1. But anyone can feel free to go down, scroll down the donation link. All the proceeds that we get throughout this stream will go to the charity of the winner of this tournament's choice. When we go back to the standings, you'll get to see the full list of all the charities that the teams have selected. Okay, it looks like I'll have to do it manually, so I think stream today is a bit scuffed, so I'll wait until tomorrow to start doing that. But oh, Adam's just
Pick on
gone.
the GP is really big there.
Yeah, because
Cam
he's
ult just barely goes wide.
yeah. Adam is going to be up before either the epic monsters spawn, but it makes Rift Sharks have the possibility to like kind of force a team fight though. Oh, this Nami should just die. It looks like Zac is trying his best to not have to burn ultimate. Oh, Joel gets a really good stun onto Stanley. Cam's in a flank position, but Joel just knocks him up in the air and then pins him to the wall, and he should just be dead. The CC chain was so good from Rift Sharks. Alana is trying her best to get out.
Big
so much damage coming down.
Joel is still there.
Joel is playing so well. Oh, and the arrow goes through. Stanley's dead.
Comes down.
This is 4. I don't think Alana can stop him from ending the game, but Adam's going to be up in about 5 seconds. But yeah, Adam's going to be up for
a 1v5.
Elder, but no one else is. I don't think he's able to do this.
No, in a 1v5, when your base is open, they don't have a wave.
Right.
Which is the only thing keeping them safe right now, but this is really close.
Looks like the Banshee's Veil eats a barrel, and Healy is just trying to kite him down, and Jonah's able to pick up the kill, and this should be a win for Rift Sharks unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong.
Man, what a game. That was a banger. Front to back.
Yeah, proud of my team. I did not know that they won this game, and that was a crazy one. Shout out to Zac for that Dragon Steel, though. I don't think they would have won the game without it.
Yeah, that's insane.
1 HP is like, that's nuts. Alright, I will see if we can get Cam in call. Cam, if you can just join any call, we can drag you and get this working.
I got him.
Oh,
Alright.
Hello there.
oh my goodness.
Hold on. Alright. Are we doing cams?
Hello. I see Dean on 2 screens.
Yeah, I am fracturing myself.
Oh no.
Here, we'll do this for now. If either of you guys want to hop on.
Back in camera.
Okay.
That's perfect. Wonderful.
Alright. Cool. So we have us right now. If Cam wants to join, Cam can join. But Cam, what are your thoughts about that game? You started off with a huge lead and then end up not doing any damage because everyone built MR.
That's what the crazy thing is. I saw a bunch of MR. Okay, first of all, really well played by Rift Sharks. They all did their jobs really, really well, especially Karma and Elise. They both played the game really, really, really well. Also, Joel is a menace on the Poppy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the entire game, Adam and I, Gangplank, just kept saying that we weren't dealing any damage. There were times when Adam would crit with a Q and he'd do 400, and it's like, what is going on? So we don't know if it was a...
To Poppy? Or just like to anyone?
No, just like in general. I think there was one time he Q'd Elise, got a crit, and did like 400. Elise was just unkillable. Karma shields were crazy. Poppy we did no damage. The game, I think it was a mixture of itemization and Mountain Drake. And I think that just like those 2 factors made it really difficult to do any damage come late game. So I think it was really well played by Rift Sharks, like just waiting out the game as long as they did.
Yeah, I mean that's the take I had as well. I think Mountain Drake does a lot, and then a lot of the Rift Sharks players just itemized super defensively pretty early on, which makes it really tough for you to kind of deal any damage, unfortunately.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It was a fun game though.
Yeah, it was so fun to watch.
I don't want to talk about the Fizz ultimates. I just was having an off game.
They did get a lot better. Like the early ones were not great, but there's noticeable improvement. So
I do gotta say, at least you guys noticed the one on Healy was a zoning ultimate. It was never meant to hit him in the first place.
I got you.
You know, it's just keeping him right where I wanted him.
Exactly.
How do you feel about your team's performance so far? Just from this game, not
just from this game, I think they all did really, really well. I think Alana's beating herself up a lot about that Mountain Soul, but I think it's fine. You know, we used Smite in the fight, we won the fight. I was hopping the wall to try and zone off the MF, but there's not much you can do once the E's already placed. We should have just like as a team brought the dragon out, but I think everybody played really well. And yeah, it was a fun time. Vibes were great. Vibes were pretty good during a lot of the tournament. I think by the end we all
Hey,
just kind of got
that's
tired.
spoilers.
No, I'm just gonna say we got tired. We got tired. So
No.
everybody was very very tired.
Falling asleep is a spoiler, Cameron.
It's a lot of games to play.
It is.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. First game was fun. Yeah, again, I think you lose to 1 HP, that it happens. It's never really something you can plan on happening. I don't think anyone should necessarily beat themselves up too much over it. There are definitely still chances to win the game. It's not like you're doomed because you miss one smite, but
Yeah, I think
Prince
hindsight, I should have
content.
started split pushing.
potentially.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
all right, GG's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bounce.
GG's.
Good
All right.
casting.
Yep. Thanks for hopping on for the cast. All right.
Thank you.
We will be heading into game 3. We're taking a look right now at the updated standings. We have Rift Sharks and Metabusters have 1 game apiece. Each of the remaining teams are still at 0. But that means that the next game we're going into is going to be the Masked Valorant Pirates versus the Spectres. So I'm going to go ahead and update our stream assets for that, and then we can go ahead and hop in game. What's your prediction for how this game is going to go? If you don't know already, I'm not sure if
I don't.
you've had it leaked to you or not.
Masked Valorant Pirates against Spectres. Spectres, I believe Rex was subbing for Hong on day
Yes. Yep.
1, and Rex is like one of the most game warping players we have in the entire server, especially during draft. The fact that he gets a blind pick and can just lock in like a Draven or a Samira or some hyper aggressive carry ADC is really big for Spectres. Masked Valorant Pirates, though, I think has one of the most balanced rosters out of everyone. So even
Is that-
if their bot lane,
I don't know if I agree with that one.
from what I have seen and the little bit of research I've done, granted,
Oh wait,
it
do you
might be
mean
different,
balanced as in like equally distributed, or like not OP,
as in
not weak?
they don't have like any extremely weak lanes like outliers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
Um,
Yeah, I think their jungle and AD carry roles are like the weakest in quotation marks, but because they do have
think
they have a Diamond 1 top laner and a Diamond 1 support, so
yeah, it's also dependent on if Valor is able to play or not, I think.
Yep. I believe he did in this game.
Okay, then in that case, I would trust Rex to get ahead bot, and I would trust Valor and Heroic to get ahead in their respective lanes. So
Gotcha. So good toss up, basically.
yeah,
Non-committal
whoever gets
prediction.
more
We love
fed
to
will
see it.
win.
I think that's a fair way to think about it. I've somehow managed to close the folder that had all the games in it, so here, let me pull that up real quick. Surely I'm really intelligent. Okay, and then this is game 3, so we have 1 more after this, so we're going to watch the first game of the second round after we complete watching this game. I might go grab dinner real quick. I thought we were going to have more people on to help cast, but looks like they have abandoned us.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate because I haven't had dinner yet either. I've been taking bites on the side in between
Oi.
plays. Oh, looks like
Oh.
Conan is here to replace someone.
Okay, Honan, can you cast for me while I am gone?
I'd have to whip out OBS, but yeah, sure.
Oh, no, like,
no,
I'll
he's
just leave the
observing.
stream on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can totally talk.
Alright, cool.
Smack. There.
Very important, Kathy has never seen Shrek, flame her, and then Will goes, bruh. Alright, I'm gonna go eat.
Share it for us, dude.
Oh, am
I'll
I
do
not?
as little flaming as possible. Don't worry.
Okay, Sarvis takes some damage from Valor in the middle. Alright, here you go.
Awesome, thank you.
Alright, I will be back as soon as I am done eating.
Let's see here. We have on Spectres Darius Udyr. Alright, that's a top. That is a top duo that I expect to be very strong. if they can lock down a Jax, honestly. Like, Darius just ease the Jax, pulls him in. Udyr hits him with Bear Stance, and that should just be a flash.
Yeah, it's a really rough lane to play. It's
That's
a little bit better when you're a Jax because you can just hop away, but
that's assuming, you don't get pulled out of the hop, which is
that's
brutal.
true. Looks like junglers are starting on opposite sides here, just gonna path in the opposite direction. Jax and Maokai will look to get something done top, and then the Udyr is probably going to look to snowball Rex, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Draven Lulu. Alright, well, I I hate both those champs. It's so frustrating to play against. Alright, looks like we got an engagement here on, Jax is just going to take a very hefty favorable trade. Valor is, stepping up as per usual. And that, Draven Axes are already doing their thing. Alright, Rift Shark dub with $1.
Thank you very much. I think that might have been Dean, but we'll take it anyway.
Dean. Jax is just winning top lane completely on its own, completely isolated.
Flash out from Avery. Draven is significantly ahead here in the bot line, though.
No kidding. Ow, those Draven Axes hurt, man.
Maokai actually going for the reverse path and is going to gank bot here.
Oh, Maokai's already here. Maokai's already making something happen. Snare
Lulu
lands on
gets
Lulu.
bot.
That's a very dead Lulu. That's
And
a
Jackson
kill
takes
for
the
the
first blood.
Maokai. Just clean, yeah.
I mean, there's not much I can say. It's just like the Jax has so much pressure in the top lane here, and his jungler isn't even in the same area. Like he can just play hard.
Draven's going to lose a little bit of lane pressure. That's not what you want to see on the Draven lane, but Draven buddy? Draven buddy?
Cleanses the flash. He's not going to go down.
Tower shot
Yeah,
just kills
Tower gets the kill for him.
That actually means that he does get his cash on his stacks. It's pretty nice. Jax is going to solo kill the Darius. Oh, Draven Darius in the same game.
Yeah, it's canon.
Noxian brothers. Let's go.
Yeah, Jax manages to survive on the dive there, which was really well played. CC immune from the Udyr means that the Caitlyn flash will be forced out. He will trade the kill over. That's not awful, but Caitlyn will lose the wave here. I think Draven is able to push this in.
Yeah, it's just wave states are being traded bot lane more than anything right now. Especially since Draven did not back, so Draven's going to catch a fat amount of XP. Looks like the Caitlyn's going to be forced to push that back into the Draven, so that bot
Draven back here should be able
good.
Picks up the Dirk and the control board. That's a really big first buy for Draven.
Yikes! That's gotta hurt, man. Every single one of those axes is gonna hurt that much more with the extra pen, the extra lethality.
Yep.
Top lane, we got a Sheen. Alright, so that's probably Triforce out from the Jax. You wouldn't expect anything else. Mid lane's very stable. Interesting.
Could also be a Sunder of a Udyr, but I would imagine it's probably a Triforce.
I'd hope it's a Triforce. I think if you're going Sunderer on Jax, you're looking to kill the Darius and the Udyr, but Triforce is probably just better overall.
You want to be able to split push as Jax. I don't think he really wants to be team fighting here. He's gonna get a really favorable trade here. Might just get
that's the kill. That's very well played. Using the counter strike to get the stun there.
Root comes out on the
root snare. Doesn't matter because Draven has lethality. Yep. There you go.
Lulu keeping him alive there. Doesn't even need to use the ignite.
Maokai's going to be found
soloing the Maokai.
But
the Vex is here first.
Well,
and that's just another kill for the Jax. That's really bad. 3-0 Jax against the Darius.
Honestly, Jax should just build a Bullet or Rune King here, as itemization goes. No, very nice sidestep. But I'm unsure if you get anything else if you are
Here's up.
A Valorant.
Flashes for it. Force him within your flash. You'll be able to get out, but she is very low.
Oh, on a sliver of health.
Yeah, that was really well played by the MVPs here.
MVP. It's a G. He's definitely done that one on purpose. Right. So Jax is just barreling himself towards that Triforce. I would have liked to seen some itemization towards the
I don't
Triforce.
think the Warhammer builds into Triforce. I do think he's
Oh,
going for the Sunder.
oh, he's going Sunder? Yeah.
I think.
I meant to say that he's going for Sunder, and I would have liked to see some Triforce action instead, but I am not the player, so he's definitely identified something that I have not because I don't play top lane.
Boat goes wide for the Lux. Maokai is here if they go on them.
That might just be a
Caitlyn
kill
has
on the
no
Caitlyn.
health.
Caitlyn slowed from the stand cast aside, and the Draven Axes are definitely coming out. Lulu passive is doing so much work in this lane. It is actually kind of nutty. Udyr here is caught between a wall and a Vex, also a tree. The Vex ulti comes out, and that's just going to be another reset. Maokai picks up that kill.
Yeah, I didn't
the bush
realize it
ladies.
was Will playing in this game, in which case I think my previous assessment that it was even in terms of like there isn't like a super weak lane and on MVP is maybe not that accurate. It's gonna
Alright,
be
well, don't
really
do
hard
Will
for
like
Will
that,
to
man.
play. No, I'm not saying he's bad as an
Don't do
ADC.
Will like that,
I'm saying
man.
it's hard for him to play against an aggressive ADC like Rex.
Yeah.
Because well, I didn't know that Will was their like starting ADC. So ordinarily, I would think he is very fine, like playing safe and not taking risks. But against Rex, like it doesn't matter if you don't take risks; he'll still just kill you.
Rex just dies. It's actually kind of. I'd like to play against them like, more often. I feel like playing against Rex would very much improve my game sense of playing against aggressive ADCs.
Yeah,
If they don't
definitely.
play against
He's
aggressive
by
ADCs
far the
often.
most aggressive ADC in the server.
Yeah.
So playing into him as a Caitlyn, especially, like if he was Twitch, then he could just roam and get kills somewhere else. But as Caitlyn, it's just gonna be really hard.
He's done
That being
fine.
said, he's 1-1-1, and he's
Yeah,
not
he's done
super far
fine.
behind in CS. So props to him for staying almost even.
He's got a pickaxe
Um,
as well, so he's actually staying somewhat even in terms of items.
Yep.
Yeah. Only missing the doors in terms of gold value right now. Oh, what do we got going on top lane? Jax is
Pikachu here.
diving along
Jax
with
just
the
doing so much
3D.
damage.
Twisted
Flash
Tree like
comes
ultimate.
out from both top laners. The Ghost will get him out of
Ghost
range.
will get
But
him. No, he
you
won't.
just
No,
dive
he
and walk away, and it doesn't matter.
just press Q and
Okay, he
no,
does
shutdown goes
give
down.
the shutdown over.
Ooh. Ow.
Oh
Not the
my
shutdown.
god, that was so close. Well played of Sarvis.
That was well played.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's not much
Valor
else
getting
you
a little
can say.
bit greedy there, honestly.
Valor is also one of the most aggressive mid laners in the server, so
Really?
pretty fun to see the contrast in which lanes get pushed here.
I am a third party. I get to look at this and learn. Ooh. Alright, well, Rex is just going to walk up again, get caught in the binding, but doesn't look like there's too much follow-up damage here, which is quite unfortunate if you are Valorant Pirates, because you could have some kill pressure if another binding lands.
Yeah, he does still have cleanse up, so if he thinks he's in danger of getting Caitlyn trapped, and
Cleanse and Flash is coming up as well, so
Yep.
this Draven feels pretty good about walking up and hitting some axes.
first drag goes over to Spectres, considering that they are a little bit behind in gold, that is really big for them. This game is basically just going to be a contest of who can carry their team harder between Heroic and Rex on the Draven, I think.
Yep. Jax is just going in again. Jax is going to continue to find these favorable trades because I'm 4-1 Jax with Sheen. Sheen is such a good item on Jax. I love. Oh wait, hold this thought. We have
No, he got the
Oh,
stun
pick it up
off.
at the
That's
top
going to be
lane.
a good trade for him because he has
Counter strike
tempo
goes
dropped.
off. The ulti doesn't matter too much. Oh,
The Triumph proc
The
saves
bleed.
him from the turret.
yeah, Triumph save. Triumph is good. Bring Triumph more often. Presence of Mind gives you mana, but Triumph lets you live, and Valor is going to be picked off by the Sudir. Never mind. The Flash is going to get him out for now, but
I think he just
doesn't
gets
look like Gan is stopping.
the W from Valley there was really clutch, kept him alive.
The Fear is the Fear W. Delicious. I love drinking myself some fear tea.
So true, King.
Speaking of team, hold on, nice one. So first strike on the Syndra, what do you think about it?
I think it's probably her best rune right now. Like, what else would you take on her?
Probably Arcane Comet or Phase Rush in this team. With this team comp, probably Phase Rush, honestly.
The thing
I
with
think it's
First Strike
good.
is that it lets you like one-shot people
Yeah.
that little bit earlier in the game, which can snowball you even harder.
It's also giving you gold every time you hit an ability. I just think, well, this is a lot of movement speed in your team.
Valor is
I
getting
do like
camped
it.
a little bit here.
Valor is getting camped by this Udyr. There's not much else to say when Udyr walks into your lane and bear stances.
Interesting choice by Jackson here to
Oh.
give the Herald gold over to the Caitlyn instead of the Jax. Like,
I
I
think
guess he's
Jackson
trying
already
to
has
mitigate the lead a
Oh,
little
we
bit.
got Udyr coming down.
Udyr
Lulu
has
is
ult
very
here,
low
doesn't
here.
have mana
Cappy
though.
is going to have to run away. The Caitlyn Q is going to doink the Draven. Oh,
The
Draven
Singularity
dies
comes out and
with
just
it.
pops the Draven. Well played.
And is going to have to get out here. Probably going to be saved by the
Rex picking
Syndra.
the Lulu ult. Oh no, don't do Kathy like that.
Oh no. No, it's fine. Save it for later when you actually have the capacity to make a play off it. Oh, pulled into tower. I'm not sure if it matters. Oh, is that the new Jax ultimate?
Yeah, the
Ooh,
animations are weird. I'm not used to them yet.
I like it.
I think the Sunder heal saved him from dying to the bleed there.
Yeah, Sunder heal and the extra armor and magic resist from that said ultimate.
Yep, for sure.
Yep. Very nice padding of stats when you're under tower.
This is completely unrelated to the game, but I would love it if Riot made like a for fun game mode where certain restrictions didn't exist, like melee could build Runons, because I just want to see a Jax like whacking 3 minions at the same time.
What, with Runins?
Yeah.
Just play Kale. Kale removes all restrictions. No?
True.
That being said, though, yeah, it'd be pretty funny if Blade of Ruin King did 12% of its damage for all ADCs.
Right, yeah, no, that would be insane.
That'd be pretty fun.
Alright, Rex is continuing to play aggressive here. He does have a 16
Every single stack he
CS
gets, the stacks aren't just money anymore, they're also executions. Speaking of executions, Rex goes in for a big trade with those axes, so...
Maokai is here and does have ult. The ult comes down.
The ult comes down, the binding misses, the ultimate from the Kathy guarantees the Draven getting out, but Kathy's also dead.
Valor is trading really aggressively here on the Sarvers. The ult comes down.
Oh, Sarvers misses the QE, but Valor's just going to run down by Desert.
And Sarvers, before he hit the level up there, had to have been on like 20 health. That was really close.
Yeah, that was...
That feels like it's been the story of the game so far for Valor. Like, there was almost that kill on Sarvers on that like level 3 fight or level 5 fight or something. Almost a kill there.
It seems like they've identified a weakness. They have seen the phalanx once before, and they have decided to not walk straight into Valor getting ahead every game.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they're just like, we need to shut Valor down this game.
Because Udyr has been mid a lot, so I'd assume that was the plan, was to shut down Valor. So they
It's
have
weird
one
that
less
we haven't
carry.
seen any jungle attention on top, just because Jax is so far ahead. I guess maybe the idea is you don't want to give over a double kill, but...
At this point, I feel as if you don't even need the jungle presence. Jax is already winning the lane, so...
No, I mean like, just to help your Darius out a little bit.
Oh, just to help out the Darius. Might be a more bot-focused game because they do have Rex, so they want to split the map.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, Avery's going to pick up a trade, but I think this is the incorrect option. Fighting the 6-1 Jack.
3 people down here are gonna try to take out the Caitlyn. Flash comes out, heal comes out, but they just juggle the tower aggro really well. Rex
Oh, Rex
survives
is
on like 10 health.
almost single-digit health. Valor picks up the kill on the Udyr. You're gonna have
Maybe?
to remember. Oh no, never
No?
mind.
Never
Turtle
mind.
stands OP. Oh wait, he's building AP. There you go. Demonic Embrace on the
I think it's
Udyr.
demonic into Jack Show, which is pretty normal for what Ann builds.
Yeah.
First
The
turret goes
AP
down for the
scaling
Jax.
on that turtle stance, keeping him alive.
I guess I'm playing Jax all night, lol. Yeah, I mean, that's valid, Avery.
This Jax gameplay is almost oppressive. They have to go respond to this Jax and
He did
T2.
get the mini change, like as we mentioned with the animations. It's not just the animations. His
It's also-
also got updated to deal a little bit more damage, I think.
Some damage gives AP. Depending on how many people you hit, it also increases the amount of AP and armor it gives.
Right.
Valor is going to be taking a trade here. The Everfrost comes out but misses. The Binding comes out as well. Oh, the Binding hits, but it's too deep into the turret. That Syndra will be fine. Trade coming out here for the Caitlyn. Nothing too fancy. Draven walks up. You hit him with the net. Alright, well,
Double
Syndra the
stun by his
two-man-
build draw.
two-man E is pretty nice. Oh, the Jax comes in with the TP and just removes Syndra from existence. Avery's also here. But Darius is just going to say hello.
Good roam by
Rex is
Kathy
going to
there.
absolutely
Rex gets a
dive.
solo kill.
Yep.
And it looks like they're gonna just shove them away from the turret here and just force it. Herald
going to
comes down,
force
so they might go
T1.
for the second one too.
They're looking to push all the way to the inhib turret here, I think. Or at least take T2. Ultimate comes out on Avery, does a lot of damage. The Draven ultimate shows up as well. Valor goes in,
my
and
God.
Jax goes in. Their team is exceptionally good at diving. They don't even need the Maokai ultimate for that one.
Yeah, Maokai almost goes down. Valor does go down, but they get 2 turrets and multiple kills for it, so it's worth it for their team for sure.
I'd love to like go back and dissect that fight more if I had the time, but we're going to move swiftly on for time purposes. Smile.
Can I go back?
Lux
You can
picks
go
up
back.
the Ludens.
Nice one.
Alright,
Welcome back, Dean.
hello. Looks like you were 2 for 3 on your predictions.
We're like winning late, or
Yeah, Rex is fed, Heroic is
Yeah.
fed, and
Yeah,
Cerberus has
uh,
kind of neutralized Valor, it looks like.
I don't think you were here when I said it, but I didn't realize it was Garrett playing ADC for MVP in this game.
Who?
Sorry.
Will.
I didn't realize it was Will.
yeah.
Yeah, he played the first whole day.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so no shade to Will, but Rex is at
Yeah.
a pretty solid advantage there in that line.
Yeah, I mean, there are very few people who are not at a strong disadvantage into Rex.
That's very true.
I think the one person who wouldn't be is, I guess, if Heroic plays ADC ever, which I'm not sure he will, that would be one of them. And then Teddy would be the other.
Well, speaking of Heroic's going to take a trade into the Draven there and live under turret. We also got a very favorable fight for Valor and Pirates.
Yeah, this matchup for Darius is unfortunate.
I didn't
pretty
actually
unplayable.
realize how bad it was, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not like, it's pretty bad, and like, if someone knows what they're doing on Jax really well, I mean, it's just like, this is just happens with blind pick sometimes. Same thing with
Yeah.
mid lane, it's just a bit unfortunate.
We got the Maokai
Wow.
winning the fight.
Yeah, well played by Jackson there.
Udyr. Well played.
I guess he has
The
2 items and
Leon beast.
Udyr has 1, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a minute on the Maokai. Kathy just pops him.
Kathy, let's go!
I'm not exaggerating when I say I've seen Kathy 1v1 Jaxes on Lulu. I don't think it's gonna happen this game,
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
hope not.
but I've seen her win those
we got
1v1s.
a
So
Wait,
ambush
Rex
on
is
top of
dodging
the
really
Draven,
well,
and
but he should just.
Rex is going to just die to Valor. Yep.
yeah, the cleanse comes out,
First
but
damage is
there's
too
not
much.
much you can do in that 2v1.
He needs more lifesteal if he's going to try to pull that fight out. Something like a Bloodthirster.
I mean, Eclipse.
Extremely good kiting though.
Is
Extremely good.
decent, but not
side
enough.
stepping. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Eclipse, they're removing the healing from Eclipse. Thoughts?
I think it's interesting.
It's interesting. I think it takes away from the identity of the item.
Agreed.
Because now it's just like another lethality mythic.
Okay.
I guess it still gives the shield, but it's just not.
It's not what it used to be.
It
Yeah.
also has like the 2-hit burst, right? Still.
Well, yeah, it still has like the increased damage on the shield, but I feel like the healing just made it like a choice for more bruisery assassins, and I guess that's what they're trying to avoid. So in that case, it's a success. But
I feel like they're taking away another piece of unique identity in this game.
Is Avery gonna die to Baron? Nah, he manages to survive.
No,
quite.
Avery lives because the entire squad shows up at the right time. Oh, never mind. No steal. Got a collapsing fight here. The Maokai ultimate is going to come out, but it doesn't catch anybody, so they're just gonna walk away, and that's a free Baron.
yeah, good macro call there.
Extremely good macro call, honestly. Brings them back from a 5k gold deficit, and Anne's going to stun that and walk away. Yep. Alright, so there's some gold being shored up. We'll see what they can do with the Baron buff.
Now that we're getting into a little bit more like team fights, I feel like I'll catch up on that in a sec if
Well,
fighting
we got a
is
fight
option
here
really
going,
well.
dude. You're going to get caught. Oh, the double man button under the bot lane?
I swear the Luxalt came out like 20 seconds ago.
It did, yeah. Lux got a
Syndra
cooldown
pops
there.
them. This is such a huge team fight for
What in
Spectres.
the
Holy.
world, dude?
Zarvus gets the double kill, I believe.
And that is a team wipe.
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
love to go and
Clean 5 for none. Like,
yeah,
that was
clean
insane.
5 for none. The Syndra E just stunning 5 people and disengaging for their bot lane saves that fight.
Yeah, so
think
what I
if they
was saying,
kill-
like, before the fight started is I feel like Spectres has, like, a team comp that's actually really good at dealing with the Fed Jacks. Like, you have the Draven knockup and the Lulu poly and the Syndra knockback, which kind of just neutralized Jax. So he got really fed off of the Udyr and the Darius, which it's a little bit harder for them to deal with, but now that he's fighting against the rest of the CC, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to play the game.
Without the twisted advance from the Maokai, I honestly don't know if you're Valorant Pirates how you get into this team comp. You need that lockdown, or else you're going to be pushing into 3 knockbacks and a lot of slows. As a Jax, I don't know how you deal with that. And given that Jax is their key member currently of this team, they absolutely need him to be online. And diving those backliners, which he did in that last fight, but you know, not enough. Cappy's going to get caught here, but I don't expect anything to happen. Or
Aurelius comes out.
Never mind. No, Twisted Advance comes out, but Kathy just lives because she's the goated support player.
Oh no!
Guys, the wolves!
Did she aggro the wolves, or did the
I think it might have
Maokai
been
eat?
Twisted Advance.
I thought it was
Might have been Twisted
demonic.
Advance.
Well, no, because the wolf got aggroed.
Yeah, the wolves got aggroed.
Oh.
She probably lives there if the wolves don't attack her. Because the Anji's and demonic hurts, but you know, it is a Lulu shield, and Lulu's got Forbidden Idol, Moonstone.
Sure.
We got pings down on the Infernal Drake. Looks like we're going to have some setup here. There's wards in the incorrect area for Spectres if they want to contest this Drake currently. I'd like to see some more...
They have decent vision on the other side,
Yeah,
but they do need some around the mid lane just to lock
They
off the
have control wards down in the Pixel Brush, but... Oh, not Pixel Brush, but the brush that is connected to red. Oh, Valor's going to go in on the Udyr here. Looks like they're trying to make a pick happen. Twisted Advance is going to catch him. There you go. Oh, Sarvis is here to salvage this play with the knockback, so completely disengaging to Maokai here. And, well, oh, Avery. Avery, we've seen this story before. Avery, no! Avery, no!
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, it's
Wait,
rough.
what? What happened there? When did Draven kill the Lux? What?
I think that
The
was
ulti?
top while that fight was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, mid while the top fight was going on.
That was mid. Alright, let's see how the Lux dies here. Auto attack,
He runs
stand
faster.
aside, yep, nope. The cleanse and the flash.
Flashes.
Cleanse, flash, and ultimate have been invested into killing out support. So hopefully...
It's worth it if he gets a pretty big payoff
Shut-
from his passive.
Yeah? Yeah, I mean, it's always worth it, it's Draven, but you know.
Yeah.
We'll see if that changes anything with the cleanse and the flash being down, because Dragon's coming up pretty quickly. So, Those two cooldowns
Yeah.
will be down.
He's gotten 1100 gold from his passive so far, which is
Jesus.
massive.
Okay, that's an entire component. That's a dirt. So he's bought the LDR, correctly identifying that he's playing into a lot of armor, because the Jax has also bought a Frozen Heart.
Yeah. I mean, even just the Zanya's on the Vex, but it's just a solid buy. I'm sure Teddy and Blake will be happy to see no Collector on the Draven.
Yeah, Graven already has an execution. He doesn't really need another one for a collector.
Silico in Twitch chat says, "Let me at Rex. I'll crush him with my bare hands. I'm here for it." Silico, you get him.
So cool, you get him, buddy. Also, Drake was not stolen, and now we're going to see Spectres cleaning up the fight in the bottom side, but...
This is a really messy fight.
Oh, wait, nope, never mind. Anne is just going to win the fight because Bear stands. No, not Bear stands, Phoenix stands.
That was well played by the Udyr. Lux ult managed to hit several, but it just wasn't enough. Her team is far enough behind to where they still lost.
I think it's just that Udyr's tanky enough, and their Caitlyn and Lux is too far behind, so they can't really disengage or pose a threat to an Udyr that has
That's
10
true.
stacks of Darksteel.
Yeah, the
No.
only one who can really deal with the Udyr, I guess the Maokai kind of can, but it's mainly the Jax, and the Jax doesn't
Jax
want to be
was
hitting the
too busy
Udyr
fighting.
because then he's getting killed by everyone else.
Yeah, he was too busy trying to fight the backline. And Sarvis just absolutely coming out of laning phase. Going from like coming out of laning phase mostly neutral to now being 6-2, 3 items, and almost Flame Horizoning Valor, which is, you know, not something I would have expected to say, but, you know, he only needs 30 more CS to do it.
He has a
Oh.
45-ish lead right now, doesn't he? That's not...
35. Draven.
Oh, sorry, 50 lead.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. Okay, well, Draven goes in, but gets killed by the peeling power of Caitlyn Lux. And then Caitlyn Lux is going to be picked off by...
Yeah, Jaxal is gonna force him to back away here.
Yeah.
Or not Jaxal, Jax TP. Wow, that's like the 3rd time I've done that today.
Oh, the Jax is going to find a pick on Sovereign. Let's see if it actually happens.
Okay,
Answer
it's
maybe no. The
blocked.
Jax keeps going in for it. The Jax
That
is
was
going to walk
really
away.
big.
Oh, well, yep.
And the Udyr is just gonna be able to get away.
Alright, so
Yeah,
a
the
lot
Lulu
of fighting
shields
stuff
and the Shurelya's value is really apparent here. Draven ult comes down, but it's not gonna get anyone. It will clear the wave though.
They're
Jax
still
gets
going to
pulled
get the
in.
tower, but we'll see if the... No, Jax doesn't even live long enough for them to get the tower, and now an Udyr running at them with a Draven. And all of this movement speed, I don't know if Caitlyn ever gets away here. Let's go, maybe? Oh, let's go. Let's go. Rar. Phoenix stats, and that's a kill.
Yeah, just gets popped. And they'll run to the Baron here. So,
Valorant...
MVP kind of, or the Valorant Pirates are kind of like overextended here, and they just
yeah.
give away a couple kills and the Baron, which is pretty rough.
They
They
kept
need
the
something to
extended-
happen here, so I understand why they're playing so aggressively. But it's an 8k deficit now,
They
and
sat under that turret for so long that they started taking tower shots and
yeah, if
without
the
a
turret
worry,
had
you know.
gone down, it would have been maybe salvageable, but at this
They were
point,
probably
it's
looking
not.
to take the turret and then take another objective from there to snowball that
Yeah.
sort of fight, but no.
Draven has completed the Infinity Edge, so he's sitting on 4 items. First of 4
This-
items in the game.
This Draven is going to one-shot Lux. Like, if Lux doesn't get a shield off and then Draven just presses the auto button, that Lux is gone.
Yeah, that was the
1,044
1044.
crit.
Crit,
1,044 crit. 1,000. Ow. Alright, we'll both hand it over to the Syndra. They are identifying that their Syndra is carrying these team fights.
I don't know, I feel like the difference maker here is that Udyr is not dying. It's causing so much havoc.
Yeah, the Udyr is a major issue. I feel like this team doesn't function without the Syndra. in its current state, but like,
Possible.
oh my lord, yep, nope, that's just
Yeah, there it
look at those autos go. Look
Cleanse
at those
comes
actions
down.
go.
Get slowed down. That was a good
Cleanse and E
E
slow.
by the Lux.
Cleansey, yep. The Twisted Advance comes in to root the Draven just to ensure that nothing happens other than the Caitlyn going down. Booyer is in a little bit of a pickle, but his rest of the team is going its way. Valor, Zhonya's is forced out here, and looks like he'll be able to get out. Jax, yet again, diving in, but the peel power of this team is too much. And
Hail Mary Lux ult comes down. We might just be looking at an end angle here for Spectres.
I think they'll end here, yeah.
Yeah, that's an ace. Caitlyn is up in a second, but she can't really defend. Looks like they're gonna
Well-
back up. They're not gonna risk it.
They have low health, but they also have a Draven. And oh,
I take that back. They were just waiting for the wave.
yeah. Oh, Anne's going to
And runs into the Caitlyn, gets gale forced. little bit
attempting to
unfortunate.
leave via turret angle.
Oh my god, the damage is insane. I mean, you can't do anything there.
The
like,
unleashed potential of this Syndra, and
yeah.
then the Draven ulti as well.
Well played to Spectres. That was
Well played to Spectres.
clean comeback from the advantage given over on the top lane, and they're just able to leverage the Draven and the Syndra and the Udyr.
They stabilize
You know,
so well.
I think Anne might have died there just so that she'd be able to buy the 6 Zeals.
The 6 is
Yeah, it's the Anne classic. You gotta get it done.
Yeah, and classic the 6 seals, yeah. I saw that, but I didn't want to comment on it because it's like, should I? Dear lord. Watching that Draven delete that Caitlyn, and just how fast that Syndra deletes Caitlyn as well. Just.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Not much else to say there. Very
Dane, are you
clean
good to take
macro
over?
game.
Yeah, I can.
Me?
I'm playing in
Alright.
the next game, unfortunately, but
Oh, okay.
it's
I-
whatever.
Um,
All right, so after the first round of Swiss, 3 teams have 1 win and 3 teams have 0 wins, as it has to happen. The 3 teams that have won are Metabusters, Rift Sharks, and Spectres, and I believe when it comes down to time, it puts forget which one was the longest. I think Rift Sharks was the slowest, which I think puts Andromeda as the 4th seed. But I will pull up the sorted standings.
I gotta say,
a
so
second.
far, Spectres looks terrifying.
Yeah.
Because going from that much of a goal deficit to just winning and making it look like an absolute shutdown is a very horrifying feature of a team.
I think Jacob will be getting on to replace me, so I'm gonna hop off.
Okay, so
Good luck with the last game of the day, guys.
yep. All right. So the 3 games for round 2 are going to be Spectres versus Rift Sharks, Metabusters versus Andromeda, and Mass Valorant Pirates versus New York Nutbusters. So the game we are going to watch today to end off our stream is actually going to be the New York Nutbusters versus the Mass Valorant Pirates. That way we get we are confirmed to see 4 different teams win games today. So should be pretty exciting. Hopefully Jacob will be getting on soonish.
Jacob is on now-ish.
Jacob is on now.
Jacob is on now.
Crazy.
Let's go, Jacob. Let's go. Welcome to the team, bud.
Sorry I fell asleep. I've been working all day.
That's
and
all good.
I fell
That's
asleep.
all good.
All right, I am just going to get the assets updated. Cool. And then this should, yep, the next game is right. So that means we can just go ahead and hop into the next game.
Yay.
Thank you, Casino Lull, for the sub.
Yo.
And
Shout
then
out.
we are going to hop into the next game. It is going to be Valorant Pirates versus New York Nutbusters. I believe New York Nutbusters are going to have the same subs that they did in the first game that we watched today. So their top laner and support are going to be subbed out for Michael and I.
Right.
And the Valorant Pirates are just going to be running their main roster. like we just saw. Just either of you have any predictions on how this game is going to go?
So I feel like generally, I mean, without knowing anything about either of the teams, which I do, the team that plays cohesively with people they have practiced with generally does pretty well. But of course, you know, the two subs being from the same team does add some of that familiarity back. But you know, it just in general, I would say that the team of 5 is generally hopefully going to do pretty well.
After seeing the champions, I'd hope that the Valorant Pirates plays towards mid lane. They have 2 global commits going towards the Yasuo, so it's all up to Valor right now. If he doesn't overextend and he finds good leads and plays towards, you know, the Dragon and the objectives, and doesn't get caught out, I feel like Valorant Pirates eventually will just win this game. The scaling is also pretty brutal in terms of the favor towards the Valorant Pirates because Ryze scales, Jinx obviously scales, and Yasuo scales very well. Maokai is an exceptionally good frontline, and they have a very good win con where it's, you have the Nami ultimate for the Yasuo, you have the Twisted Advance for the Roots, and you can just lock down an entire team if you would so wish to pick a fight, you know? And also you have Ryze, just in case anyone gets out of position or you want to collapse on anything. Their team has a very solid script. Is that a word? Am I speaking correctly?
It's a word.
Yeah, it's definitely a
I
word.
don't know what it means in this context, but
It just means you know how your team's gonna play things out.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Their team's very simple. Yeah, the execution is simple here.
I'm a big fan of how much Rise we've been seeing in this tournament because, you know, going
He got
back
buffed.
well, he actually I don't believe he got any direct changes, but because of the Rod of Ages and Seraph changes, he just shot up to like 50% win rate, which for Rise is just turbo OP, you know, whatever. But it's just
I want to
kinda
see
nice
Faker on Rise.
Oh my gosh, I don't. It's gonna be disgusting.
The one thing I'm going to point out before I mute, because I'm in this game, is that we got super unlucky with our matchups. Jungle, top, and mid are all basically like unplayable, so it's not ideal. Bot lane, we have a favored matchup, but the other 3 just blind pick moment.
All right, Mr. TSM Chicken. I think.
I think the biggest counter pick is picking Rise into Reisenberg. I think that's kind of hype.
That's pretty funny. Unfortunate, Reisenberg doesn't play Rise.
Lee Sin heading to the bot lane. Nami looks like he's
Again,
gonna get
with the
out.
Nami flash already being taken out, and
Dean flashes in. Looks
the
good.
double
Looks
kill
like a kill on
lands.
Nami.
So it looks like the Nami's going to go down. All right,
Mamma mia. Okay, I'm tired. I'm sorry.
it's all good. North Dustbusters here with the early game aggression. I'd love to see it because
Yeah,
you know,
with Lee Sin, you know,
Lee Sin and Mumu,
you
yeah.
really want to get that bot lane rolling.
They
you
can
wanna shut down that
snowball
Jinx.
here hard.
And you wanna get
Yeah, if they snowball bot lane hard enough here with that lead, like they might just win this game based off of bot diff.
Dean, I love the color theme. Or the blue and the blue. It looks great. Just wanted to shout out Dean, our glorious founder.
Our glorious overlord.
That's
This is what I was talking about with mid lane. If Valor keeps this lead up, and he eventually turns it into something substantial like gold, Valor and Pirates can just play off of their nice little script that they have going on. The team execution here is very nice for them. The gank up top lane, but doesn't really amount to much because Cassante. We got a gank in mid lane here. Let's see. Does the Lee Sin land a Q? Never mind, we are not seeing. We are seeing the Rise. Oh, no Q needed. The ward hop onto the E. Valor is in trouble. Valor is ignited. Valor is dead. That is a nice hefty lead going over to the Lee Sin over here. Mr. Regardle minor.
Yeah, you can see that. I mean, the comparison between the junglers here. Lee Sin is down 8 farmed 2 camps. However, has made 2 map plays while Maokai has 0 kills or assists. So it's just those two competing playstyles. Lee Sin's trying to get his lanes ahead, while Maokai is just trying to farm up, get to that late game, you know, Jinx, Maokai, Yasuo, Rise, Fantasy, and trying to avoid Lee Sin, Samir tearing them a new one, if you will, which you might not want to.
Please, no. I'm having Samira nightmares right now.
Alright, so it looks like we have Maokai invading in the bot lane, the bot jungle. Meanwhile, Dean
You
engaging,
misses.
but the Nami
Nami will
engage is going down, and
Jinx Rocket's a good idea there. Alright.
very aggressive Rise
Well.
play here, but
Oh,
I guess
wait.
Cassante just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's too much of a range
Oh gosh.
advantage.
At least coming a bit late, can't quite take care of it, and you notice the CS gap is growing in the jungle. Since his back, Lee Sin was only able to pick up one camp and one minion. Meanwhile, Maokai has been able to, you know, sneak around in in
Over
these
up all those
spots.
camps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Rise lane's going pretty well. Does this excite you, Rise?
I mean, honestly, I was excited for the presence of Rise. Rise being good is a bit terrifying to me. That champion is a menace. So I'm excited for the fresh new face, but if that face comes around, oh, that was a really clean Yasuo.
Tornado comes out and forces the flash out of the Zoe. Zoe's just going to have to take the back here. That's going to be a substantial lead. Again, going over to Valor, and it's what you like to see.
Incredibly short cooldown, so trading that for
And a Fire
Zoe
Flash.
Flash is quite good.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have no dragon taking yet. We have Maokai backing and Lee Sin pathing towards his top side. I'd like to see some action around that soon. You know, I want to see Lee Sin, Samira, and Mumu bot lane really pushing that. Okay, the Mumu Q. Pushing that early advantage. And getting these dragons while I can, you know, before they just can't survive team fights around it anymore. But, you know, obviously, if you're trading the dragons for pressure on the map, it's one thing. But, you know, Lee Sin just clearing his camp at the moment. Meanwhile, Maokai is heading towards bot lane, looking to
Getting
eventually
spotted
get
on
that
that
trio
ward.
for the dragon.
Yep. Yep. Lee Sin rotating down here, but Lee Sin now rotating back up here. Alright, well.
Ooh, nice dodge of Bubble. Bubble is blocking the escape, but he also just goes in.
Oh no, this is not what you like to see. Never mind. Yasuo will be fine. Yasuo will live. Oh!
Oh my gosh!
Down from one
unfortunate.
kill.
Bubble.
It looks like they're going to try to push this lead into this kill into something. Bubble lands onto Nami, so Nami can't chase anymore. And
Alright, and we do see a Mumu trailing up here from the bot river, going to get spotted on a few wards. Meanwhile, Jackson just says, I don't care, I will face you.
Wait, Mumu has
with honor,
ultimate.
with glory.
Oh!
Speaking of, just a clean pickup for Samira there. Dean's playing
Bubble?
this very well, just protecting his carry and
Yeah.
really setting up these plays. Oh no!
Oh no, the Lee
Warlock
Sin.
in.
The Lee
Oh, the
Sin,
Warlock to die
no.
combo.
Wait, Lee Sin had no ulti there. Did he not have enough energy to use it?
I think he just wasn't in a
Oh.
position to. Or I guess I think he warthog and then the angle was bad.
Pretty sure he's level
They were-
5.
Oh, it's very hard
Or
to tell that.
no, I think he leveled up after or something. I don't know.
Or one out from my
It was a
homie.
weird play.
Yeah.
Alright, the Rise is going to get caught here by the...
He's a
Oh,
level up on the
ultimate?
Cassante.
The Cassante is going in, doing some
Wait,
damage.
does the fucking
Could
does
not-
the Rise ult do something for combat?
No, the Rise ult was blocked by a minion. Rise is going to
just
be
trying to
shut
get out,
down here. Yeah.
Okay, Valor playing very aggressively here.
Valor is going to
Any
continue
over-
the theme of aggression by picking up a kill.
Oh my.
Solo all by himself. He is down a kill. He's down a death. He has an extra death on his Zoe, but he's actually farming better.
Yeah, and then that's the thing about deaths is that they don't depending on
make
how you think about it, they
much.
don't really matter. They don't. Deaths don't necessarily set you behind. Depending on the wave states. Obviously, a death within your waves under turret, you're losing is very bad. But just like having a high number of deaths doesn't necessarily mean that you are doing poorly. Oh, the Nami.
Oh, the kick.
Misses here.
The double
very
ultimate
clean
secures the Draken.
Oh my
They're
gosh, the
running-
Maokai stays alive. Yeah, just really clean play. Speaking of that first dragon, finally happens at 10 minutes.
Delicious.
Absolutely. Alright, so we have a 9 with the wolf. That's actually kind of terrifying. Enchanters, when they're able to just get those abilities off, without mana costs and without, the extra cooldown, really, really powerful thing. And also, a Jinx with his red buff. It's just a formidable all-in to go against. Looks like we have the Zoe gank top. Unfortunately, there are no walls at the moment to get a bubble off. Although
There's
you
an
might see one
Alto.
here.
Oh, the
Yeah, I
bubble
mean,
is
just
the
point
one coming
blank.
down, and there should be a dead ride with 3 members being invested in the top
No
lane here.
ultimate. Just flashes away.
Oh, the flash! Nope,
Okay,
never
Zoe
mind.
goes in there.
Ignite.
Okay. I would have been kind
Zoe
of mad if he
ignite.
got away, to be honest. Like, it would have been a good play, but like, I would have been seething for that team.
It's you be happy for the team that wins out.
Looks like we have Nami in the top lane. Meanwhile, we have Will on Jinx, just 2v1ing this Amira move. Very stressful situation.
The no fear Cassante going in on this Maokai.
Seems to have been the name of the game. Just constant aggression top lane.
Tornado comes out. Yep, this might actually be a kill. He has all out. Yep. There
Oh
you
my
go.
gosh, yeah.
Cassante going all out, all over the Maokai. That didn't come out right.
Yeah. Alright, so Zoe lands. Oh, the Q.
How
able
many
to ult
win?
on it.
How many tornadoes is this Zoe going to get landed on by this Valor? Who is this
Valor's
dodgy mid laner?
Clean mechanics.
Who is
Uh,
this
so we-
rookie mid laner?
He's showing some potential. I don't know. We gotta watch out for him next.
I don't know, we gotta
season.
watch out, you know?
Might make a name for himself.
Yeah, never heard of him before. This tournament.
Oh my gosh, just constantly hitting those tornadoes.
Constantly.
We have a lot of things converging towards the mid lane here. Meanwhile, the bot fight is happening. Bot Samira blocks the Jinx ult. Oh, Dean walks through river, but Jinx
he's
is able to
dead.
pick up the kill. Meanwhile, we have Maokai just
Meanwhile, the
insecting Lee Sin
Maokai.
under his own turret, getting a taste of his own medicine.
Yep. After Lee Sin insects the Yasuo as well. And,
Alright, Maokai should just be able to pick up the Zoe
Unfortunate.
here.
unfortunately.
Alright, and then speaking of, certain deaths are worse than others, this death is really tough for Zoe. He also just gets to
Yeah.
wail on that turret with nothing able to stop him.
Zoe misses a wave again. This Yasuo is much more far ahead than New York and other Busters would enjoy. Thank you for letting us know how many donations we have. $7.
Yeah,
Lucky number 7.
And, just a reminder, this is a charity tournament. The teams represent their charities, and the winner of the tournament, all of the donations, $7, will go towards that winning charity. It's really exciting.
All of my
This is
Spanish homies are looking to
of the
stream
style
right
that
now.
we're doing. Really good win wall from Naso. I think.
Extremely good win wall that saves the Maokai and kills the Lee Sin in one rock.
And just to add real
One
quick,
rock.
the donations include anything that is donated via the link under the stream. There's a donation card with the Frostbite logo on it, and all subs that we receive during the tournament will also count towards it. So
Really thank you everyone for everything so far.
Prime subs during this stream is $250 to whichever charity wins. And if you want to wait,
leak the split.
what?
TOS. For sure you can't leak sub splits. You're gonna get banned.
Pretty sure you can Google it.
I've asked this streamer and they're like, Twitch will fucking kill me.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't even know if that's how much I make. That's how much.
don't
That's how much Google is telling me I make. So,
That
my bad.
I mean,
Oh my gosh, the tornado who knocked the two of them up. The Nami ult able to follow that up. Is Alder getting able to Zoe?
no.
Oh,
The prize.
Okay.
Oh no, never mind.
Oh,
The
he
rocket?
still away from picking off the Amumu as well. That was a really absurd double tornado there. Valor just absolutely You know, I mean, despite being 2-2, just really.
I've never heard of him before. I've
So
never
bad.
seen. I've never seen this guy before.
You know, this guy is.
Hey, he's-
I think we might be seeing that in the future. He's just absolutely tearing it up.
You know, this guy's got some potential. You know, he's doing pretty well in this tournament. I'd love to see him in more tournaments in the future.
Yeah, we got a. This one was tantalizing. We've seen Valor 4
delicious.
levels up in the.
4 levels up,
Yeah.
30 CS up as well. A lot of gold. We're gonna see a pick off here for Samira because
That was way too
Samira's all-
close for a Samira versus Jinx duel. I mean, obviously, you know, it's a.
Jinx does a lot of damage, man. I think you might be underestimating the amount of work that Jinx can do solo. The insect is clean, but so is the Flash. Right back into the safety of Valor, into the loving embrace of Valor's Yasuo.
So you see the Jackshot and the Kasaki doing so much work. Okay, well, and then he.
Yeah, that's enough.
Pulls away almost.
Oh
But
my
he lives!
god! They killed Valor. And Valor's the operative person that
was
was
just-
going to contest this dragon. So
Freaky, man. Kasante doesn't
Nuka
die.
Ghostbusters has got to back off here. They don't have any position on this turret. They have already lost their jungler and... Wait, that was Valor. Never mind. Valor and Myers should really back off here.
So, you know, I guess like I was saying, the dragons, you know, you want them to be going to, you know, New York, Buster, not Buster, it's not.
Yeah, you want to be
sorry.
busting on these turrets.
Okay, it's not a mouthful, Fortress of Words. It's, you know, you want the dragons to go in while they can still contest them before, you know, I mean, like I was saying, this just absolute scaling monster of MVP's bot lane, and top lane. Just terrible.
They're scaling.
Oh,
is also
Dingo's aim
forward.
uses the ult and missed Yasuo there. Unfortunately, Nami is able to get ult to speed her team up.
Yike.
And, you know, like we were saying, level
Getting
11 versus level
styled.
8 Amumu does not stand a chance. It'll tear some to shreds.
Getting styled by this rookie, never seen before. Who is he? Alright. If we're talking serious League of Legends talk,
For cereal.
Cassante needs to be in these fights, but he can't be because he's trying to push for an advantage in the top line. And the Rise is going to be able to wave clear for eternity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, he does the famous EQ, EQ, EQ. And then the
Yeah.
Actually, he doesn't not need that many, but.
he might just need only 2 EQs, who knows? But no.
One even Shroud. That's really, I think, good with the Samira, because if you land that ult into, you know, 4 people or 3 people, then Samira just follows it up with her ult, melting everyone down with that, you know, increased damage. I'm talking over a team fight here, but it's kind of, a lot of flashing lights, man. I don't think...
There's
Oh.
not much else to be said here. Van Spoons, which is also a good name, gets away by ulting and flashing, but not ulting and flashing, but ulting and ghosting. But like, the issue for New York Nutbusters is you're on a timer because the enemy team is extremely well scaled. Like, I can't even say they have good scaling anymore. They just scaled, so they're on the timer because the longer this game goes on, the worse this Lee Sin is going to perform.
Right.
And Amumu's not tanky enough as a support to be eating Yasuo, even though, you know, the
Yeah,
W
meanwhile,
passive
you
gives him a lot.
You know, Yasuo, Jinx, Rise, just, you know...
Jinx is an item and a half. Yasuo is full build. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yasuo could just
Yeah.
build tank from here on out, so Yasuo's full build.
In fact, he might.
He could.
See a Death Dance in there.
Well, yeah, we don't see any reason not to, right? But we also don't see any tank items right now. Rise
so
has literally
the,
finished Seraph's before...
The Jock Show really making these 1v1s for the Cassante. Rise just, I mean, he's just slowly tickling him. But whenever Cassante gets him low, he can just ult. Oh!
Yeah. Cassandra doesn't have
His
all
ult
of
is
this
down.
one, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
that explains that.
So, Rise actually has...
Dude, top line's such a funny...
This is a
Seraph's
needle fight
shield
that I think the Rise is going to win.
I think. That
Rise didn't even have Seraph's.
Ooh, that's a good.
void
Nami ult saves
stun there.
the Jinx avoids getting a
Nami value.
Ult,
Twisted Tree Line comes in a little late to catch them, but comes in regardless. Plus an advance.
So we do have the Maokai with the Rift Herald, the Eye of the Herald. I'm wondering what lane he wants to place it in. You know, all the lanes are, you know, missing their primary turrets. So I think that at that point you want to unlock mid. You want to knock the door, or you want to knock into their base. Words are hard. You want to
That's fine.
say hi to their base.
You want to say hi to their base?
Just gonna kill. No.
Wait, hold on. A kill might actually happen here. The tornado.
Okay, flashes away. Is that
Hold
her
up, a
flash?
flash?
That was her flash.
Immortal Shield Bow is going to eat at a tower
I
shot.
was
but
gonna
that's
say,
just
certainly
a
Valor
dead
does not
Valor.
1v3 at a quarter health.
Surely Valor does not push up.
Oh, is it the Winter Boss Zoe? Is that what is happening? I have not seen that in game yet. I have not been playing a lot of League of Legends, not gonna lie. It's nice to be back. I've been very busy, and this tournament, I think, you know, brought a lot of energy from the server. We've been missing for a little bit, and it's just really nice to see everyone again. So we have this Herald halfway down. Potentially gonna see a use of it in drawing Prio away from that dragon that we do see coming up in 18 seconds. So potentially we could see, you know, shoving out this mid wave, putting it down, and then all rotating to dragon, having to deal with it, and then just securing the free Infernal Drake.
I honestly think that wards tell the story here. Because all the wards for the New York Nutbusters are in their own jungle. Like, they don't even have a ward in the Dragon Pit right now. So they're on the full defensive. And the Valor's team has a control ward in that same jungle. And they also have warding all across the river.
Oh, a little late.
Oh no. Oh, the defensive wards actually...
Oh my gosh, this is all going in together. There's a mirror like Cassante, although let's say Maria's in there, she cannot get out.
Yep.
Although Cassante is bursting on the Jinx.
Goes 2 for 2 right now.
You know, they have the Rise consistent damage.
2 for 4. The advantage is just too high. You can kill like 2 carries even, but they still have the Rise.
Oh, the Rise was able to get the root off before he went to sleep, which means that he should be able to pick up.
I don't know about that one. Zoe's a little bit fast.
I mean, all it took was 1 EQ, so if you know, if they hadn't come.
Ouch. I think this might be the pivotal moment that shuts this game in firmly. So puts the final nail in the coffin. That was an extremely valiant attempt going in all at once with the Amumu ultimate, but
Yeah,
if you
Amumu, Cassante, Samira all going in together. Was really
that was
forgettable, but once
that
Samira
looked
was-
very flashy. That looked very nice.
Once Samira was stuck in there, it was you know, nothing much they could do with the Rise just tearing them apart. I keep using the word tearing. I don't know why. I feel like I didn't.
Because you allowed to tear it up.
It's because I'm tired and words.
Maybe.
Just
Words are
lose my
hard.
vocabulary, you know.
English is already my 3rd language. Don't make me speak
Wait,
it too
what's your
often.
second language?
Uh,
I think I know.
Cantonese. My first is a different dialect of Chinese.
Right. Okay.
Now you hear this and you would think that I'm Chinese. No, I'm Vietnamese. Help save me from my ethnic terror. My
More like ethnic
Policing is
terrorism.
going to have to
At least
flash
he's
out
flashing away.
after using the W to go
He
in.
still holds the ult. I think all ults are up on the map. Rises is not.
New York Nutbusters.
Just melting this down. Is Cassante gonna be able to stop it with Zoe? We have a Lulu coming.
No, they're going to take it before Cassante even gets in.
Yeah.
The bubble lands and Cassante is. I mean, I didn't know that Cassante could shove 4 people at the same time, so I've learned something, but unfortunately, that's just a dead Cassante. And that is also a dead Amumu. Unless Amumu has some sort of miracle. Oh my god, that Rise damage. That hurts!
Yeah,
620 man crit!
Rise is back.
Rise is back. I mean, the main issue for New York Nutbusters here is even if you get a miracle team fight, Samira needs the items to actually be able to kill.
Yeah, Samira needs items. You know, Zoe, unless she gets like the most important pick of her life.
That's a Valor call right there. Sending that Nami ultimate.
I mean, okay, wait a minute. Go right into the turret, just pick them off. Alright, that looks like it should be the game here. I mean, we have Cassante have Mumu, but where's the damage?
You have no damage.
Yeah, okay.
You have no mana!
Yeah, I mean, Cassante without ult, Amumu using the ult, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nothing you can do.
Nothing longer.
Looks like MVP picks up their first win of the
This is their
tournament.
first win of the tournament. Yep.
Really nice stuff from them. You know, New York Nutbusters, they got a really strong start with the bot lane pressure. Were not able to carry it through to the Dragons, through to the victory, but it was just really good stuff from both sides. A really great showing. Very hype stuff for our
Valorant
preseason
Pirates
tournament.
shows a lot of improvement in this game compared to the previous one. I think they've been burned by the first loss. Have you seen that yet, Jacob?
No comment. I
Okay.
might have been asleep.
Do you want the spoiler?
Yeah. I'll
So-
watch it at some point. But
They lost their first game by being very, very sus by walking up a lot. I don't think that was the pivotal point of which they lost the game, but I feel like they've learned from that mistake in this game and have stopped being overly aggressive and instead just being aggressive enough to get enough leads to win a game through solo carrying efforts.
yeah, I mean, it really was those solo laners. You know,
Yeah.
I guess I mean, it's just Valor. You know, 2 deaths just dives a Zoe. And you know the crazy fight you saw in the top lane.
Some really nice tornadoes to secure
Yeah, just really crazy stuff. There was
pivotal fights as well. Yeah.
yeah, that double tornado in mid lane. It was just really impressive stuff from both sides. But I think that
I think that early Lee Sin aggression was nice, but their comp suffered from 15 minutes or no win syndrome.
Which
yeah.
is always a very exciting kind of play style, but you know if
It was
doesn't
very
pan
nice to
out-
watch, I will say. Yeah.
Yeah, if it doesn't pan out, you can just kind of get suffocated for the rest of the game. It's just never a fun feeling.
If Samira had even one more item when they had that crazy dragon fight, maybe this entire game flips on its head and you see New York Nutbusters pulling it a winnable situation out of a choke. But
Yeah, and that's the fun things about like again these comps is you know you really see the mechanics play a pretty decent part. You know, if you see these like crazy, Samira did the auto weaving, got her ult early, and you know if Cassante does whatever Cassante does, you know, we in insects, you know, beautiful. You know, so those kind
Yeah.
of things can always happen.
their team had a lot of skill expressive champions, and
Yeah.
I'd love to see it again, honestly.
Yeah, it was a really fun game. You know, unfortunate about the subs, but again, this is you know just a preseason
This is a
event.
charity tournament. We don't need to diss on anyone. This is all well played.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Also, the
everyone-
subs are good. The subs are
Yeah.
doing very well.
Yeah,
For
a
what
lot
it's
of-
for what it's
yeah,
worth,
no.
Blake will be joining them for their third game. So the final game for day one, and I
Yeah.
believe Joel will be subbing for them instead of Michael, if I remember off the top of my head.
That's exciting.
What I've learned is that these subs are as terrifying, if not more terrifying, than the solo laners themselves, and I should be very scared going into these games.
Team those ults are wild, man.
That means that I'm awesome. Thank you, Honan. I appreciate
Yeah,
the compliment.
you are terrifying. Please do not step into top lane.
My
when you're playing
Amumu
against
was
us.
borderline
Nutbusters.
inting, but the Jarvan went hard. Okay, trust.
We'll have to see about that one.
We already did see it, Jacob.
We saw it,
Wait,
Jacob.
wasn't that game?
That was the first game.
That was the first
That
game.
was?
Yeah.
Bro, my brain has been melted, man.
Okay. Anyway,
Bro, you
this
gotta take your
is
second nap of the day.
this is the final game that we're playing today. As of right now, all of the charities and teams are still in it. The game that we will start off with tomorrow will be Andromeda versus Metabusters, and then following that will be Spectres versus Rift Sharks, and then we will watch the first 2 games of round 3 of Swiss. The standings at the end of the day are as shown. 4 teams are in first place right now: Spectres, Rift Sharks, Metabusters, and Mass Valorant Pirates. And Andromeda and New York Nutbusters are in last as of right now, going into the second day of streaming. Once
Mr.
again,
Dean Jones,
thanks
when does the day
everyone.
of streaming start?
7 p.m. Eastern. So be there if you want to catch this game. Dean, can I mail you $25 because PayPal is telling me to get an illness? Blake, I can donate in your name if you want to Venmo me.
Hey Dean, can I mail you like 100 Canadian, like sign the bottom of it?
Just like
If you
for
could just
fun.
dip it into maple syrup.
But yeah, anyway,
Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. We'll see
Yeah.
how these games turn out.
yes, should be fun. So 7 p.m. And then remember, this is a charity stream, so any donations or subs we get throughout this week, we'll just extend the donations past the end of the stream. So deadline would just be Sunday. So if you're not able to watch the stream and donate while the stream's happening, you can still donate to the charity that wins. And then thanks everyone for supporting. I appreciate everyone sticking around and watching. We're not going to run ad breaks at all, so everyone can just enjoy the content. And hopefully the internet won't be a problem again tomorrow, so it should be a smoother stream. Thank you to everyone who watched. All right, I'm probably going to cut it off here, or we'll play some music to ease you out, but I'll be heading
See you
off.
all next time.
Yep, good night, everybody.
Thank you.